Talking true crime with MJ. Cases on the screen, yeah, we mainstay. Breaking down facts, every frame way. City in a voice, every word blade. They throw dirt, plot in a group chat, smile in her face. Same ones who do that. Think she soft cause she cute, let them think that. Till they see how she move and they fall back. Men locked and can't miss one show. Refresh page when the upload go. Women watch too, trying to study her glow. Some take notes, other ones throw stones. Combos with MJ, tap and stay live. Hit like hit share, yeah, help her rise. They hate, they plot, but she built from fire. Click sub on a page if you feel that vibe. Hey. Combos with MJ, true cut like steel. Stream run deep, cause the pain's so real. They talk, but they can't break will. So like and subscribe if you know that feel. You count climb, that's the proof right there. Can't dim shine when the grind is rare. Self-made queen in a swivel back chair. Whole new world in a ring light glare. She stack funds, every post, every ad. Turning dark stories to a big brown bag. Knows the law, knows rights, never move sad. If you cross lines, then it's up, that's bad. Men obsessed, blowing up her DMs. I love you, marry me, she just skims. Women envy, wanna walk in her Timbs, but she stay or never trade for them. Combos with MJ, tap and stay live. Hit like hit share, yeah, help her rise. They hate, they plot, but she built from fire. Click sub on a page if you feel that vibe. Combos with MJ, true cut like steel. Stream run deep, cause the pain's so real. They talk, but they can't break will. So like and subscribe if you know that feel. All that gossip, all that noise. Can't shake poise, can't steal voice. Can't stay clean, mind stay sharp. Heart stay strong in the deepest dark. Convos with MJ, tap and stay live. Hit like hit share, yeah, help her rise. They hate, they plot, but she built from fire. Click sub on a page if you feel that vibe. Convos with MJ, true cut like steel. Stream run deep, cause the pain's so real. They talk, but they can't break will. So like and subscribe, let the fam all build.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? Good folks of the algorithm. I am glad to be back. It's been busy. It's been a very busy week for me. You know, we're up here in the north. We was hit with a horrible storm, and we had to prepare for that. We have to save people. We have to do a whole bunch of lot of stuff, right? But I'm so glad to be back to actually do a live stream with all you good folks today. And I want to know, how do y'all like the new intro? I want to say shout out to my honey bunny, my son. He made the song for me, and I truly appreciate it. I had to, add something to it. The video, but I thought he did a wonderful job. So shout out to my honey bunny, my little teenager. I love you. Thank you so much. And if y'all like it, put a 1 in the chat. Truly appreciate it. And again, while y'all coming in on this good Sunday, just go ahead and hit the like button for me, or you can hit the down button. It still helps the channel. Go ahead and share this out with anyone who likes to go over these old cases, cold cases, and we have a very immersive chat where we discuss the things that we see in these videos. I also want to shout out the video essay channels that I use their videos to do this content with. Red Thread Interrogation, Red Tree Crime, and Stay Awake. Those are my 3 main ones that I do like. They're always nice. They never have a problem with me using their videos. So shout out to them. And if you like their content, please go over there, subscribe, and give a like for them. Okay. Truly appreciate you guys. Truly appreciate you. So while everybody's still coming in, let me say shout out to the early birds who catches the worm. Let's see who came in today. Miss Sweetheart, how are you doing, ma'am? It's good to see you. Happy Sunday. I'm glad to see you this Sunday. I hope everything's well with you and your family. Hey, Josh, Joshua, how you doing? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Shout out to you. Thank you. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everything's well with you. Hope everything is well. All right. Truly appreciate it. Oh, you liked it? Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna let him know that you liked it. And and that'll give him more motivation to make music and stuff for his mama. Okay. That will do that. I can now bribe him now. See, they like it. Like now you can make me more music, right? All right. So, guys, I do have 3 new cases for you. I hope that you like them. I'm still going down the list. I know there was a couple people who told me to look in my comment section. They did put down some videos that they want me to go over. I'm still going down the list, guys. So we have time to hit all the videos that you want to see. But let's go ahead and look on to the first video that we're going to go over today. So the first video that I have for you good folks is about a hidden camera catches a killer within 23 years. Now, we went over cases like this before where they're considered cold cases, right? Is unsolved. And then eventually with the new technology that we have, new ways that we pick up DNA, fingerprints and stuff, this is how we can actually find out who was involved with a particular situation that led to someone losing their life and bring justice to the family finally, right? So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. Let's see. Oh, okay. How you doing? Padir, how you doing? Shout out to Sweden. It's good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Thank you for coming to the channel. Appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. All right. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen and we can get into it. All right, guys, I hope you can see this. And here we go.
On October 2nd, 2019, 2 detectives entered the Visalia Mall in California looking for a man named Mr. Stain.
Hi, is Mr. Stain in?
Mr. Stain?
Yes. Hi, I'm Mr. Stain. My name is Vince
Hey,
Zavala.
bro. Good to see you.
Bob
Good to see you.
This is 52-year-old Nikki Dwayne Stain, the manager of Charlie's Philly Cheesesteaks. Nick has been hiding a terrible secret for over 2 decades, but he isn't the only one hiding something. After hearing the detectives' names, Nick just realized that his dark past has finally come back to haunt him.
We're doing some grunt work here. We're looking into a matter that happened a while ago. Take 5 minutes. Okay. That's fine.
Detective Zavala, with his hidden camera still rolling, sat down and showed Nick an old photo of a young woman.
Have you ever seen that girl? Nope. Nope. You don't know her? Okay. You've never committed any violence against her?
No, I haven't done anything. I don't know her, so I wouldn't know how to.
Yeah. So have you never committed violence against anybody?
No violence against anybody.
Her name was Debbie Dorian. She was found murdered. You didn't kill her, did you?
No.
Nick continued to deny any involvement in this murder. However, he was extremely standoffish when he was asked to provide his DNA.
We've been asking everybody we talked to if they would voluntarily give us an oral swab to compare to evidence that's at this scene. But if you haven't been there, I mean, it's just kind of a mundane thing.
It sounds like, I don't know, that sounds like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Clearly, he didn't plan on cooperating, so the detectives ended the interview and Nick kindly escorted them outside. He chatted with them for a bit longer and wished them luck with their investigation.
Yeah, I hope you find him.
I hope we do catch the guy, and thank you. Have a good day.
But the detectives had one last secret. The entire building was surrounded by officers.
257 to the arrest team, stand by.
Nikki Stain.
Hi.
Put your hands behind your back.
Turn around, man.
Nick pretended he had no idea what was going on as he was handcuffed and put into the back of a police cruiser. Months before this arrest, Fresno and Tulare County authorities reopened the murder case of 22-year-old Debbie Dorian, which had remained unsolved for 23 years.
Go ahead, ma'am. My husband just called and went to his daughter's apartment. She didn't show, and he found her dead in her apartment. Okay, tell me what your daughter's name is. Her name is Deborah Dorian.
Family members and neighbors say Debbie Dorian, a Fresno State student, worked hard and had plans to specialize in audiology. According to police, Debbie's dad found her body in her bedroom early this morning.
She was lying face up. Her mouth and nose had been taped shut with some gray-colored tape that prevented her from breathing.
Using the killer's DNA collected from Debbie's body, they constructed a family tree, and through the process of elimination, they were able to pinpoint exactly who the DNA belonged to. This led them to Nick, a 52-year-old divorced father of two and a longtime resident of Visalia. After escorting him to the police department, they sat down for an interview, hoping to elicit a confession and expose this wolf in sheep's clothing. However,
All right, so I want to stop there because they gave a lot of information. We was able to see some dash cam video, some video from off the officers with their video cameras on. I'm just gonna say off the bat that the guy, obviously he's not a rookie. If he's involved in this woman's death and it's already been 23 years, I mean, technically, you would kind of believe that he's kind of a pro, that he was able to get out of it within, for 23 years of not even being brung in, or anybody, connected him to this young girl's murder at this time. This happened in 1996. But he's smart. He's smart for him not to give a sample of his DNA, right? He knew more than that. Most people would have been like, yeah, sure. They don't have anything on record, but that's a problem. If you do crimes and things of that sort throughout your life, your DNA is going to be on record when they do get it. They're going to have it on record. So what they're going to do is, this happened in a different county. So this is where you have cross jurisdiction, where they are actually working with each other. We call that interagency. And they work amongst each other and say, hey, listen, we're opening up this case again. We found a little bit more samples of different DNA, and we want to cross-reference that with any samples that you have in your record or in your database. That's why they was able to find and link that some of the DNA that was found on the woman at that time, his DNA matched in whatever records they have on him. It's smart. I mean, I think that's the benefit that we have today that we didn't have 25 plus years ago, that we can now pinpoint. We can actually go back. We can actually see who is related, and things are just getting better and better as the years go by, which will help more with these unsolved cases that we do have going forward. Let's see. King Kamikaze said they're pressuring him. They know he did it. Yeah, I mean, the reason they wanted to see if he was going to willingly be like, hey, yeah, sure, because some 23 years, some people forget if it's not that important, especially if he's not a serial killer. We don't necessarily know if he's a serial killer, but for him, he could have forgot. So he could have been like, yeah, sure, let me get your DNA and all the stuff like that. But they did want to bring him down to questioning. They did want to treat him as someone who is very dangerous, since this is a unsolved murder that happened in 1996, that his DNA was found on the victim. So that's why they had to make sure they had the whole SWAT team out there, that there will be no problems while they're apprehending him and bring him down to questioning, Let's see. Young Rhea said caught in 4K. Yeah. Let's go on.
However, before they could even ask him about Debbie, Nick immediately caught them off guard by confessing to another set of horrific crimes.
Nick, do you know why you're here today?
Yeah, I do know why I'm here. I know I've done a couple things that here in Visalia that I shouldn't have done.
So when you say a couple things in Visalia, what are the couple things that you're talking about?
Oh, there's a couple of times that I approached women that out on the street that and stuff, and coerced them into having some final. And so those are things I shouldn't have done.
Against their will?
Yes.
The detectives pulled up their reports from the crimes they suspected Nick was referring to and read them to him one by one, trying to corroborate his confession.
Suspect pulled sweatshirt over his face and then placed handgun in her side. He escorted the victim and concealed their location behind some bushes.
That might have happened. I think that one happened.
She was standing alone waiting to catch a bus. Suspect approached the victim. Suspect told the victim not to run or he would kill her.
I say that sounds like me, but I don't think that was me.
Nick took full responsibility for 4 separate assaults and showed no signs of remorse.
Do you recall what you wore during those?
I recall wearing a hoodie or something like that.
When they asked Nick why he would commit such vile crimes, he said that his past trauma had led him down the wrong path.
So, I kind of like had some bad things that go on in my life, and I could say that I've had a problem with I guess, their addiction.
All right. I'm going to just, I keep it very honest with you guys. The only reason why he is omitting those records that he had when he was in Vincella, pretty much him sexually assaulting and sexually harassing random women on the street, at least 4 cases. And he agreed that could have been him, not necessarily that he might made those statements, but that was him, is because he knows about Deborah. In his mind, I already know he knows about Deborah. He knows about the murder that he committed in 1996. Wouldn't it make more sense to hey, listen, if I'm going to get charged with something, I might as well get charged for sexual harassment or sexual assault, which will give me way less time than a murder. So that's why he's willing to say, yep, you got me. Yeah, I did it. I'm a perv. I'm a pervert. Yes, I stalk women at night. I stalk them by themselves. Yes, I threaten blunt, brutal force on them, and scare them. Yeah, I'll do that because I rather admit to those particular crimes than for me to admit that I sexually assaulted and unalived a woman. Yeah, who wouldn't want that, right? But that's what I just wanted to show y'all. That's exactly what he's doing at this point. He's admitting to lesser charges or lesser crimes because he knows what really happens if he was admit to a murder charge. But let's go on. Let's hear what else he has to say.
If you have my phone, you'll be able to see that because it has 400 videos on it of probably 100 different women.
Nick's addiction resulted in a strange lifestyle where everything he did revolved around getting attention from women. This is evident when looking at his digital footprint. The detectives found his secret Facebook profile under the alias Nick Steele, the chairman of a Fortune 500 company who lived a lavish lifestyle, drinking and partying with a multitude of women. Nick would often invite these women back to his place and lead them to his bedroom, which he had converted into what some may call a playroom.
I had saw pictures of those types of rooms, dark rooms, on the internet. I said I wanted to paint it that way. Now everybody sees it. Says it's great.
Nick admitted that these women were mostly escorts. Apparently, he had been paying for these services ever since he was in high school.
But had so many encounters with women. I'm talking about paid for encounters or this or that, or start chatting with them, and then all the next thing we know, we're doing something. To tell you the truth, I don't really think that hiring an escort or having a sugar babe or anything like that, I personally don't think that that's a wrong thing. I'm a single guy for the last 2 years, and it seems like really the only women that pay me any attention are the younger ones.
After telling the detectives all about his promiscuous lifestyle, he finally addressed the main reason he was there.
The detectives there today before you guys arrested me, you bring up an interesting case. One that, it does shock me.
Although Nick initially claimed he had no clue who Debbie was.
Have you ever seen that girl? Nope. You don't know her?
He must have had a change of heart after being thrown into the interrogation room, because Nick now claimed that he did, in fact, know Debbie quite intimately.
I was with that girl, several times and stuff like that. You were? Yes, I was. So, to be honest with you, she was, I picked her up in Fresno there on the street there at one time. After I dropped her off, I thought that was going to be the last time I seen of her. Okay. And then she, found her way to my workplace, on other occasions and asked me if I, would want to again.
This was the first time that the detectives had heard of Debbie having a secret double life as an escort. The question is, does the evidence align with this story? And if Nick didn't murder Debbie, then who did? Before Debbie was murdered back in 1996, she was trying to find someone to split her rent with and had a list of potential roommates that she had recently interviewed. One of the people on this list, named Alvin, called the police when he heard about Debbie's murder because he was one of the last people to see her. It turned out that he had already signed a lease and was going to move in. But the detectives became suspicious of Alvin when they looked into his background and discovered that he was a registered offender. They immediately brought him in for questioning.
Detective Garcia's the interview with Alvin. What did you do when you went there? I knocked on the door, came out of the room. What time was it that you got there?
Hey, Ola, how you doing? Welcome.
Something about the door knob. Do you remember what that was? On Wednesday night, I knocked on the door. Somebody answered, the blinds were open. The TV was on, because of what I could see on the wall.
So he ended up talking about Deborah, or admitting that he do know Deborah. I just find it, and this is me, and I could be wrong, I find it very strategic that now he says that he knows who Deborah is and that he has had romantical encounters with her, right? And I'm also finding it very strategic that he said that he has like somewhat of a sex addiction. He had it ever since he was in high school, and he's been using the escort services ever since then. I find it very strategic because it's also painting a picture of the dead, that she was also a escort in some form of fashion. But you would see something like that. There will be an advertisement because she would have to advertise somewhere to say, hey, if you want my services, this is how you can call me, or this is where I will be at. You can call this established to get in contact with me. But none of that was shown back in 1996. The only thing that they showed was that she was looking for a roommate. So she took out an ad in the newspaper saying, hey, a roommate, we're to split the bill with me, da 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 da. And now we're about to come across to them having a conversation with a potential roommate who has a predatory back history about him, who was one of the candidates to move in with Deborah at the time. So I'm starting to believe, and I'm wondering if was Alvin this person. I'm starting to believe that. I'm wondering if this guy is that Alvin character from back in 1996 that was supposed to be her roommate, right? Because you remember in the beginning, the video essay, it said that this guy, he had a whole facade when dealing with women from the escort services. He went by a whole different alias on all his social media platforms. That doesn't surprise me that he would kind of change his name, right? He has done it before. So it's starting to get really, really weird. It's starting to get weird, but I do feel that he is still being strategic nonetheless in the information that he's giving the detectives. I'm sure that even by having this conversation, that the detectives have concrete evidence, right? That can really put this guy away, something that they didn't have 23 years ago because they probably didn't have him in the databases before, and they didn't work with the other county. And then on top of that too, if your DNA or let's say your sperm is found on the victim or on her clothes that she was wearing that day, then you saying to the detectives, hey, yeah, I may have had sex with her numerous of times and stuff like that. Well, did you have sex with her the day that she died? Do you know that? Why was your DNA there? Things of that sort. But we're going to look on a little bit. We're going to look on a little bit more. Let's see. Ola said, ain't no way I'm trusting a stranger to deliver me off. Yeah. I mean, sometimes that people had to do that at that time, and people still do it now, actually. Dude's a professional pervert. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. King Kamikaze said, keep in mind, technology was limited back then. Yes, exactly. Technology was very limited. So now, 23 years later, better technology. Don't even need that large of a sample to put things together. It's a new day, right? It's a new day. But let's go on.
Knocked the door to my answer. I tried to do it. Unlike multiple times, the door was unlocked.
Alvin claimed that he didn't go inside her apartment, but the detectives found it strange that he would open the door at all. However, Alvin said that his friend Maurice was with him and could vouch for him, so they brought Maurice in for questioning as well.
So you've never seen this girl? Don't know what she looks like? Never talked to her? No, not from But all this started happening at first. I never seen her or just heard her voice on the phone. And then recently, like when we were talking, I've seen a picture on the news.
Although this interview was initially set up to corroborate Alvin's story, the detectives wondered if Maurice could be involved in the murder as well. Since Debbie was discovered bound at the hands and feet, they asked him if he had ever tied someone up. He said that he wasn't really into that sort of thing, and the only duct tape he bought recently was to repair his punching bag.
I think I have the receipt for it in my checkbook. I bought 2 things of duct tape to tie up the ends of the rope.
But at this point, the detective interviewing him hadn't specifically mentioned duct tape at all, and that detail hadn't been released to the public yet. So why would Maurice volunteer that information? Following the interview, they compared Maurice's DNA to the DNA on Debbie's body, and although it wasn't a perfect match, they were unable to rule him out as a suspect.
Our investigation is that you were the one that did this.
No, I am not the one who did this. I have nothing to do with this at all. How many times I have to keep telling you, I did not go inside this apartment. I do not know this person. I never met her.
They believed that Maurice was lying about his involvement, so he was charged with Debbie's murder.
Maurice, you have to understand something. Okay, you're under arrest for murder.
As legal proceedings got underway, it seemed that the police investigation into Debbie's killer was over.
An arrest was made in the death of Deborah Dorian.
I think it's great. I mean, hopefully it's the right person.
However, this arrest didn't align with some of the most crucial evidence. One of Debbie's neighbors came forward and said that he saw her answer the door for a white male after Maurice and Alvin left her apartment.
He walked up the stairs. He basically knocked on the door, and it wasn't a confrontational kind of encounter, but she let him in.
Also, Maurice had an explanation for why he brought up the duct tape during his interview.
What made you mention that? Somebody mentioned duct tape or something like that. Do you have any duct tape? Or do you know anything about duct tape or something? When was that? That was when I first came to the question.
This explanation was never verified by the police. They also tested the duct tape at his house and determined that it wasn't even the same kind of duct tape that was used on Debbie. On top of all of this took place less than a year after the high-profile O.J. Simpson trial, which heavily revolved around DNA. So there was a lot of pressure on the police to be thorough and accurate with their DNA testing. The authorities felt obliged to redo Maurice's DNA test, and this time they were able to rule him out as a suspect. His charges were dropped, and he was once again a free man.
Maurice. So thanks goodness, because that guy could have went to jail for the rest of his natural born life, and he didn't do anything. And see, like I said, back then it was harder, right? We didn't have the type of technology that we have now. It makes sense, right? If you're seen being there around the area, or you might have met the girl before, people are going to take you into consideration. Then when it came down to the duct tape at that time, she was bound by duct tape. They didn't test at that time to see whether or not if the duct tape that was in his, his gym, his makeshift home gym, matched the duct tape that was on the girl. They didn't really test all that at the time. And then I think that a lot of the reason why he got snugged up in it is because how they mentioned the O.J. Simpson case, which trial was a big thing back then. So it was just a lot of speculation that if anybody's doing any type of harm and unaliving women at that time, we're just going to bring them in and we'll figure things out along the way. But I'm glad that they really did go back and really check everything and then ruled him out. I'm really glad, because we hate when people are serving time that they didn't commit. I don't think that's a good thing. That's a flaw within our system, our justice system. But, nonetheless, we're trying to get better with it, right? Not everything's going to be perfect, but we're trying to get better. So I'm glad that didn't happen to him. So I think this is the reason why when they was going to go to trial, they was trying to hurry up and find someone, put a name to a person who committed this crime, to give justice to the community, to get justice for this woman's family. they had to do a thorough search again when it came down to DNA, and time had to go by where the person who actually committed the crime ended up in other people's databases, like I stated before. Barry said, "Oh my God, nearly another innocent man going to prison. So many are in prison now who I believe are innocent." Yeah, it's hard because it's the system, right? Like sometimes you can get it right, sometimes you can get it all the way wrong. And in this situation, they got it wrong, but luckily they corrected it themselves immediately, so he didn't have to suffer any longer. But let's go on.
Dixon walked into court shackled at the hands and feet. He had been in custody for a little more than 2 weeks. Tonight, he is free, and the investigation into the Debbie Dorian murder case returned to square one.
Right now, we don't want to comment at anything at this time. We're just happy that he's being released.
Although this was good news for Maurice and his family, they were well aware of what this meant for Debbie's family and the rest of the community.
We know that there's someone out there that have committed this crime, and basically the city is afraid again. We know it's hard on her family also because they have to go through it again, waiting to see who they may arrest next.
Every time something like this happens, it's like pulling the scab off a wound.
Our future's been taken away. We will not see a wedding. We will not see grandchildren. She will not get to have a life. The one thing we can do, and the one thing we strive to do, is to get the person who did this.
Debbie's killer proceeded to terrorize Fresno and Tulare County for the next 6 years. The DNA found on Debbie's body was tied to at least 8 other assault cases between 1996 and 2002.
We feel he's a predator. You never know when he's going to get the urge to hit again. You never know if he's going to escalate or whether he's going to go back to something else. He could strike at any time.
There is some very evil, demented predator out there.
The only significant lead during this time was another person on Debbie's list of potential roommates, someone named Nick. However, they were unable to figure out who this person was until 2019.
I did wrong, okay? And even the things that I did back, in here in Visalia, that those things are haunting me forever. But the thing in Fresno there, I didn't know that went down. I didn't know that happened. I didn't feel remorse for that or anything like that or anything because I didn't know that it happened.
Nick refused to admit that he had any part in Debbie's murder and continued to claim that any intimate encounters with her were consensual. But as far as the detectives were concerned, Nick's claims of innocence held no weight. He was charged for the 4 assaults that he admitted to, as well as the first-degree murder of Debbie Dorian. They collected his fingerprints and DNA, and he was booked into the Tulare County Jail.
Nicky Dwayne Stain is the primary suspect in the rape and murder of Debbie Dorian.
Nicky Stain is every woman's nightmare. He appears to be a regular person, and he is a predator.
I don't know if Debbie's family will ever have closure. My hope, our hope, is at the very least we have provided answers to the family, and the person responsible for these unimaginable crimes will finally feel the total weight of our Justice Department. Thank you.
At Nick's arraignment hearing, he pled not guilty to all of his charges. So the prosecutors began.
All right, so before we get into the actual trial, they went ahead and charged him with first-degree murder, and I'm gonna tell you why. And this is why the prosecutor went on with this claim. Is because you already admitted that in the other county you were the cause of sexual assault and harassment to women. You said it out of your own mouth what you did to those women and how you preyed on these particular women when you found them in the street, strangers and stuff. You already admitted that you are a sex addict and that you have many dealings with escorts, and you've been dealing with escorts ever since you were in high school, right? Then the cherry on the top was when you finally admitted that you even knew who Deborah was. Initially, when they came to speak to you about it at your place of business, you said that you didn't know who she was. You didn't want to give them any DNA sample. And then until they detained and arrest you, then now all of a sudden you're saying, yeah, I do know who Deborah is. and you're trying to say that every single time that you did have sex with her was, consensual. Well, how do they know that? They're not going to know that. You know why? Because Deborah is gone. Deborah lost her life in 96. She's not here to defend herself, right? And then again, like I stated earlier, if your DNA was found on her body or the clothing or her underwear at the time when she was found in her house and pronounced dead, that means that you were with Deborah that day. You was with Deborah that day. You was in that vicinity. You were in her household. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, when they were looking for clues and tips and hints back in 1996, why did you never come forward? If you are so innocent and you said yourself, hey, I don't think me hiring escorts or using sex services, I don't think it's a bad thing, right? You said that you don't have no problem with it. So again, if you can help them, you could have helped them 23 years ago to be like, hey, listen, I know that I had sexual relationships with her that day, but when I left her, she was fine. Everything was okay. I don't know what happened, but I do know that she was working with this group, that group. She was using this phone, that phone. You could have assisted. But the fact that you fled and there was trains and trains of sexual assaults happening to women within the same county, within the same year that Deborah lost her life, you pretty much terrorized that county for at least 7 to 8 years before you decided to move to this new county and live a whole different life under a whole different alias, a whole different job description and everything, right? So that's why the prosecutors, they're going to take all this information together and they're going to be like, you know what? I don't buy it. I don't buy him saying that he didn't do anything. I'm sure that he is the cause of this, especially now that he has a history of doing horrible things like that to women. It's just so happened, and it's very unfortunate that with Deborah, he decided to take it a step further. It's terrible. It's really, really terrible if you think about it. Yes, let's please get the likes up. I appreciate you, everyone who's listening and chiming in. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. Truly, truly appreciate it. So this is how the prosecutor is going to start the trial. They're going to start it with the evidence. They're also going to start ticking at his character. That's going to be the main reason that's going to convince the jury and the judge is his character and his track record of actually harming women, and then trying to use the excuse of having a sex addiction for that, right? Now, when it comes down to his attorney, because I'm sure that he has an attorney or he's going to get one, his defense attorney is going to state that he already admitted that he did have sexual relations with Deborah, but that doesn't mean that he was the one who harmed her. They're also going to harp on the fact that they're going to say that she was a part of the escort services, right? Whether or not that haven't been confirmed, but he already led that she could have been a part of the escort services. So they're going to harp on that, and they're going to say she could have been with numerous of men at that time. Yes, you're going to find his DNA on it because he said that he was dealing with her sexually, but none of this makes him a killer, and you really don't have no case. You're just continuing to pin it on someone because you can't find your guy. That is how the defense attorney is going to lead and plead their case for their client. So let's see how this played out in the court, shall we? Let me go ahead and finish playing.
And preparing for the preliminary hearing, where the judge would decide if Nick's case would go to a full-on trial. During this preparation phase, Nick remained behind bars and made several interesting phone calls to his friends and family.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Can you hear me, Nick?
Yeah, I can hear you. You know what? Those hurting people and things like that was in my past. I know I need to get punished for it. I just know that I'll be here the rest of my life.
Nick left little room for interpretation as he confessed to his crimes, but his friend couldn't seem to grasp what he was saying.
But you're innocent till you're proven guilty in my book.
You know what you did. We don't. We're going to say that you're innocent until they prove otherwise, my opinion. That's the way America works.
Hello?
Hello, Mom.
Are you innocent of any of those crimes?
No, not really, Mom. I was kind of like involved in all of them. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. You know, I did some bad things. I'm not trying to kind of like hide them. You know, I mean, I'm ashamed of them, but, you know, they're there now. So it's just like, you know, quit running from it. Just take it.
The prosecutors knew they struck gold after hearing these phone calls and made them a focal point during Nick's preliminary hearing on November 28, 2023.
He said 20 years ago he had done some bad things and hurt some people, and he needed to pay for what he did. She said that he had been struggling with demons all his life, and he said, I can't say I don't deserve what's coming to me because I do.
They went through the rest of the evidence as well, including his interrogation, the DNA tests, and Debbie's list of potential roommates.
And what does it say by number 6?
By number 6, it has the name Nick and then scratched out or Rick.
They even tracked down the witness who saw Nick on Debbie's doorstep.
Do you see that person in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And could you point at him and tell me what color he's wearing?
Right now?
Yes.
Red.
Debbie's father was then called to the stand to describe the moment he discovered his daughter's dead body.
It was so shocking to me that I knew I had to maintain composure somewhat and not just fall apart.
Perhaps the most powerful testimony for the state was from one of Nick's first assault victims. Although this victim's testimony wasn't recorded in order to protect her identity during the trial, Jane Doe number 1 has since revealed that her name is Beth, hoping to inspire other survivors to come forward and get the help they need.
For decades, Central California has known her only as Jane Doe number 1, a victim. But she is a survivor, one of several women Nikki Stain assaulted after he killed Debbie Dorian in 1996.
And I stayed quiet, I didn't know the words to express without crying.
Court hearings were slow and forced her to relive her pain. She has found comfort in a therapy dog.
Dogs are so calming.
Even with a mountain of evidence against them, Nick's defense team claimed that he never explicitly confessed to Debbie's murder, even during the jailhouse phone calls, suggesting that this was just a repeat of what happened with Maurice Dixon. On the stand, Fresno County detectives wouldn't even admit that Maurice Dixon's arrest was a mistake.
So that's a mistake.
Yeah, so first of all, the phone calls that he had with his mom was quite damaging. He did say that he was guilty. I do see the play that the defense attorney is trying to take. That doesn't necessarily say, he didn't say, I'm guilty of killing Deborah. He said that he was guilty of committing crimes, which he already admitted that he did sexually assault numerous of women in that county before, right? So they're going to lead on that. Then I understand now, which I feel is very smart that the defense attorney did, bring up the fact of Marcus, right? Marcus was about to be given first-degree murder for Deborah's murder, and he didn't do anything. They made the mistake there, and they thought that they had all the evidence and everything worked out, but when they really did DNA testing, they found out that he wasn't there and he was released, right? So they're going to use that, the fact that the prosecutor and all of them had it wrong the first time, and that this is just nothing but one big witch hunt to just find someone who is going to take this charge and give justice to the family and the community for that they've been waiting for 23 years, right? At this point, they don't care who they have to sacrifice. Somebody's going to be sacrificed for this particular case. This is how they're framing it to the jury and the judge. They are creating doubt within the prosecutor's claim and their evidence and their understanding of the evidence, right? So in this situation, it's very strategic, it's very smart and wise. And I will say that these defense attorneys are smart and they are doing their job by making sure that they're creating that doubt. even with all the evidence that they have, by putting up a new narrative is now going to have people second guess, well, you know, this could be so and so, right? And then that could be somebody else, right? And well, he did admit that he did have sex with her, right? And we don't know if she's a woman who, you know, who cleanses herself, or do she take a shower before every new guy that she date? Is she, or was she actually a sex offender, right? Those are little things that you don't know that will paint a bigger picture. So it's great. It was a great strategy. I don't think it's going to work for him, but nonetheless, I do want to point out the great work that both the prosecutors and the defense attorney is coming to together in this trial for their cases. But let's go on.
I'm not going to say it's a mistake now.
You refuse to say that arresting the wrong man on faulty lab work is a mistake. Did you get the right
He
guy?
was eventually cleared.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he was the wrong guy.
This strengthened the defense's point that the county will do anything to secure a conviction, even if the evidence isn't reliable and they actually have the wrong guy. But in the end, the defense couldn't convince the judge to drop the charges. She decided that the state had enough evidence for a full trial by jury.
The defendant is held to answer on all counts and charges.
The prosecutors announced that they were going to pursue the death penalty, and Nick's trial was eventually set to take place in early 2026. However, in March of 2025, Nick's defense attorney Jane Bolger warned the Supreme Court that she would no longer be representing Nick if they didn't pay her more money.
And that is not lightly done. He needs to have effective counsel, and effective counsel needs to be able to work so many hours and days. In 5 years, I've been paid $43,000 for a death penalty case.
If Bolger withdraws, the county would have to find new attorneys for Stain, which would mean additional years of delay.
It would take 3 years to go through everything.
Thankfully, Debbie's family wouldn't have to wait that long for a trial, because a couple months later, on May 15th, 2025, Nick unexpectedly pled guilty to all of his charges.
First degree murder.
Guilty.
Sexual battery by restraint. Guilty or no contest?
Guilty, sir.
He pled guilty not just to avoid the death penalty, but to be accountable, and also for the families not to have to go through a trial.
Although Nick's defense tried to portray this as Nick taking accountability, behind the scenes, it was clear that this was not the case. When Nick's attorney initially proposed a plea deal, he only wanted to plead guilty to Debbie's murder and wanted all of the assault charges to be dropped. But the prosecutors held their ground, and Nick ultimately agreed to plead guilty to all charges, as long as he was protected from the death penalty. Debbie's family knew that Nick's decision was purely for his own benefit, but were still grateful that Debbie's killer was finally being locked up.
He admitted to what he did.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, Miss Joanne, how you doing, my sis from Canada? How are you? How are you, lady? I hope everything is well with you. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, this is really interesting, right? At the end of the day, everything that he was doing, like I said before, was strategic. He was always working for his best benefit in the beginning, and who wouldn't, right? Especially in this type of situation. It's unfortunate that he would have probably gotten the death penalty if he didn't say, you know, I'm guilty, and agreed that he was guilty for the death of Deborah, right? And I really think that the reason why he did it is because his longtime lawyer, as you stated, could no longer do this job anymore. Working under him, only making $43,000 for the past 5 years, right? She couldn't do it anymore. She needed more money, more, living expenses and stuff like that. And there's a lot of time, a lot of research, and she couldn't do it. And I think because he was afraid of going under new counsel and them messing it all up for him, he was just like, you know what? I need to just save my skin as much as possible. I don't want to die. I already been in jail for this long. I think that, me just living in jail and getting used to that type of life is more better than dying. So this is the reason why he did it. I'm glad that the family understand. They understand, you know, that he's getting something. Now they can finally put this to rest, right? Because that's a long time waiting. That is a long time waiting to find out, who was responsible for your daughter. And I feel bad for the father, right? Because the father was called over there to see his daughter in that horrible state after being raped and unalived that way. Like, that could be something very traumatic, and been dealing with that for like 23 years. That's insane. It's really insane. Hey, Brandon, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you this Sunday. I hope everything is well with you, sir. Hope everything's well with you. And he says, yeah, the death penalty gives you second thoughts. I agree. I agree. You're not that much tough. You're not that much of a tough guy when you're really staring down that barrel, right? Or that guillotine. So I don't know. Brandon said, True didn't want to roll the dice with the new. Yeah, he didn't want to roll the dice with the new lawyer. Absolutely not. All right, let's go ahead and finish this out.
And we don't have to prove it or argue it or debate it. It's done.
We asked what Dorian would think.
She's going, Yahoo, Mom. Yeah.
Nick's sentencing hearing took place on June 12, 2025. Before the judge would announce his punishment, several people were given the opportunity to give an impact statement, including Jane Doe number 1, aka Beth.
My life changed forever that day. I tried moving on. I have tried to forget, to be every man within. I was always scared, having these thoughts in my head and flashbacks. The night playing over and over again in my head. I didn't care about my future. As far as I knew it, I didn't have one.
Debbie's mom was next up to the podium, and she expressed the pain and grief that she was forced to endure.
I have suffered days, months, and years of pain. 29 Christmases and almost 29 birthdays. The first thing you think of when you wake up is, Deb is dead. How do you live when a joy of your life has been extinguished?
She then read a passage that she had written from Debbie's perspective.
Adrenaline flooded my body. I screamed and screamed, but he didn't stop. He wrapped my head in duct tape, covering my mouth. I couldn't breathe. Everything went dark. I knew my life was over. I would never take a hike with John, the love of my life, spend time with my mom. I wouldn't have a wedding. I wouldn't be a beautiful bride. My dad wouldn't walk me down the aisle. I knew my death would break my mom's heart and change my dad forever. The pain that they suffer is deeper than anyone can know.
Despite the tragic circumstances, she ended her impact statement with a silver lining.
Though he took my precious Deb, he did not take my soul. I am wiser and stronger than ever from having to go through this ordeal. He has the rest of his life to pay for what he did, and he will pay for his evil actions.
In the end, Nikki Dwayne Stain was given a life sentence without the possibility of parole.
At this point, sir, you are remanded in the custody of Fairland County Sheriff to begin serving your time.
He currently resides at the California Medical Facility in Vacaville and will spend the rest of his natural life with the California Department of Corrections.
You know, I planted a tree the Christmas after Deborah was killed, and that tree is 50 feet tall and 3 feet around. That's a long time to grow. It reminds me of how long it's been that we've been working on this case.
After decades of pain, perseverance, and unwavering determination, we can finally say that justice, at least some kind of justice, has been served for Debbie Dorian and her family and the other survivors of the monster that is Nikki Stain.
That one was sad. It was sad. Rest in peace to Deborah. It's a long time coming for her and the family, her mom and everyone. It seemed like everybody was definitely heartbroken. It definitely did shake up that county for years, 20 years lurking, wondering that this rapist / murderer is still around that can touch somebody else's baby, somebody else's daughter. And then, we know that when we're dealing with people like that, once they get used to the high that they get, they go looking for another high. So who knows? He could have like started unaliving individuals again, right? He could have started going after young girls, not even young women, young girls, like 12-year-olds, 8-year-olds, who knows, right? It's a terrible situation. I'm glad that he was given life in prison without parole. It's sad. It's a sad thing, and I never heard about this one because, like I said, around 1996, I was just like everybody else, focusing on the O.J. Simpson trial. So just think about how many cases went swept under the rug and didn't get any media lookout because of what was going on at that time, right? Very sad. Very sad. Let's see. No, not Hillary emails. No, not Hillary emails. Joanna said, I'm stocked and mostly ready, but I am over winter already. I am too. Definitely. Me too, Miss Joanne. Me too. Yes, go ahead and get the like buttons up for me. Truly appreciate it. It helps the channel. Or you can hit a down button. Still helps the channel. Keeps me in the algorithm. Share this out to anyone who's like these immersive type of conversations while we're going over old cases and some current cases. And if you have any case that you would like me to review, at the end of the live stream, go ahead and put it down in the comment section. I will put it in my trusty books over cases that we need to go over on this channel. So I appreciate you all. All right. So the next case that I have for you good folks is about a serial killer. Okay, like don't we just love like our little serial killer thing? So it's moments before the serial killer murders his next victim. So in this particular case, he was kind of like caught in action. This is someone that they found a whole trail of him doing horrible things that led to him being involved with people's death, and they ambushed him. And he already had somebody else that was in the vehicle with him that could have potentially been his new victim. He's been doing this a while. So I wanted to take a look into it. I wanted to see if we get more insight into his psyche as into why he does this. So let me go ahead and pull up my screen and we can just get into it, okay? All right. And here we go.
Around, I'm like, man, I'm fed up with this shit. I had enough, man.
Meet Eric Pearson, a serial killer with a twisted past of taking the lives of innocent women. And this time he was caught on camera, moments before he took the life of yet another victim.
I didn't hear no breathing, she wasn't moving, everything was on it. You have a monster that could come out.
But as you continue watching Eric, you will get a glimpse into the mind of someone who's truly, certifiably, criminally insane.
I put the blade, pointing in the blade part of it, towards her eye. Did you ever think of maybe I should try to get her some help?
On September 24th, 2021, 33-year-old Erica Verdesia left her mother's Sunrise, Florida home to buy cigarettes and never returned. Her mother and sister Lynette contacted police, who held off for 2 weeks before assigning a detective to the case. Erica had a drug problem in the past, and while the single mom had worked hard to stay clean, a relapse wasn't out of the question. Meanwhile, the two women did their own investigation, and a friend of Erica's soon came forward with what proved a crucial lead. He claimed to have recently seen Erica at a gas station in a truck being driven by 54-year-old ex-con Eric Pearson. They searched Eric's name online, and their fear turned to terror in a split second. Eric was recently released from prison after serving 27 years for the 1993 murder of 17-year-old Christina Whitaker. And in 1985, he broke into a woman's home and attempted to murder her with a knife, but served only 4 years of an 18-year sentence.
What?
Security footage showed Erica leaving in a truck matching the description, which was later determined to be the subject of a traffic stop the very next day. Erica was in the passenger seat, but the officer saw no signs of distress. Detectives tracked Eric down and brought him in for questioning. He begins his story not long after picking Erica up, who had no idea she was going on a date from hell with a deranged serial killer. The following footage has been provided by the Sunrise Police Department.
Showing her respect, I don't want to blow it out the window and the wind catches it. You know, people. We leave there. We stop at that laundromat. Maybe 10 minutes. She got some more.
What's she buying? What kind of?
I'm going to let it play, but I'm still not getting over the fact that he was supposed to serve at least 23 years for those other cases. And how was he able to get out within 4? Like, I'm still trying to wonder, how did that happen, right? Was it something with the DNA? Was it inconclusive, right? Was it a bad batch? Did it, I'm starting to wonder, how did that happen? How he was supposed to serve 23, but he got 4 years, and they had confirmed that he unalived someone at that particular time. And then to hear that he has this type of serial killer, persona about him, that he have done numerous of killings of women in this, like, I'm a little flabbergasted, guys. Don't hold me, but it's insane. It's really insane right now. Let's see. My name is Bev. Oh, hi. How you doing? Hi. You're Kevin's mom. Okay, hi. Nice to meet you. And she says she's retired corrections. Shout out to you, ma'am. Shout out to you. I have my correction people in there. Thank you so much. I love all my law enforcement. Brucey, how are you? It's so good to see you, darling. Good to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Brucey. Appreciate you. Let's go on.
I don't know if it's baby. All I know is it called baby or tea. I don't know what it is. Like I said, I explained earlier to them, when I was growing up, it was black or brown. Uppers, downers, lemon.
You don't know what she's getting, but she's getting drugs of some sort.
Pink or blue. I know she got some smoking in her truck. I really don't like that. She's turning the light on. She's like, you just got to pull over. Why don't you go home? I'll get someone to pick me up from your place. All right. That's what you want to do. I'll take you home right now.
Right.
I swear in my mind, boy, I said, boy, just say yes. She said, no, I'll go to your place. So I'm thinking, what the hell? I mean, I had her there one time down at the pool during daylight hours, like 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
Went down to University, Griffin, booked it. Can't remember if I made a Huey or went to the bridge. I really can't remember all that. I get to my condo. I'm down there at the back.
What's the address there?
We get back there, back my truck up. She's like, "Is your mom sleeping?" I was like, "Yeah, you're not gonna be able to go out there. Plus, I smoke. You don't smoke. You got drove. You make, I don't want to cause a scene. Oh, she went into this little theatrical shit. Yeah, man, why are you being so what? Man, what are you tripping on? I'm not tripping. What are you tripping on? Every time you get, and it's like, it's supposed to make you mellow, man.
Right.
What the? When you don't have a fix, I know I was one time. I didn't get a fix. I was hysterical.
Right.
Off the chain, you couldn't talk to me, you couldn't hold me down. I'm gone. She says, give me a minute. She stepped out the truck. She's on the phone. No. What's the address here? I told her the address. She said, oh, I got somebody bring me something. I said, all right. She searched around on the seat. You see I just had a rock sitting on the seat. Man, you move. What are you talking about? It's got to be somewhere. She's hitting all my dome lights. This girl loves turning lights on. Hands going everywhere, pulling, we got the back doors open. She's in the front, she's pulling the sun visor down, looking in the mirror. I mean, what are you going through? I'm really trying to figure it out. I said, I'm going upstairs, man. I got to get you something to drink. My Mountain Dew was done. I said, I'm going up to get something to drink. You want something? No, I'm straight. While I was up there getting my Mountain Dew, as I was coming out before you get to the stairs, I seen a white car down there. She's standing at the door. Then she opens up the passenger door, gets in, and sits down. So I stayed up there. I don't want to be spooked.
Thank you, Brucey. I truly appreciate you.
I don't want to be there. Sure. She gets her in the truck, so I take my time walking down the stairs. I'm down at the bottom. I walk to the end of the walkway where the 4 spaces, a blue car, my mom's car, and the people that live under us, a Toyota and a Ford Explorer. I think I stand there. I say, hey, man, you straight? She said, yeah, you can come on over. I'm good. I said, I don't want to be around when you do that shit. Walk over there, and We sitting back. She's like, "Can you play the radio?" I said, "I don't want to kill my battery." And then she said, "I said, all right, well, put the radio on." I mean, you know, it's
one thing after another.
So I was like, "You sure you don't want me to take you home?" "Oh, no, you got pulled. I can't afford to get pulled over. This, that, you know, whatever, man." She said, "I get somebody, you know." I said, "All right." So
Hi, Rebecca. How
I
are
was sitting there
you?
bullshitting. We, you know,
Shout out
just
to you,
idle
Dean.
talk, and then I listened to her. So I was smoking a cigarette, drinking my Mountain Dew. She's like, "What's up? You want some?" I was like, "Whatever." I
Hello,
told you I
Jackie. How are you? Happy Sunday. Yes, please keep the lights up. Thank you.
Says, "All right." So she went and started undressing. She said, "We're gonna do it right here. Okay, what?" I said, "Man, I'm not going up there."
All right, so I'm going to stop here because he's given a lot of detail. So I believe that he is who they say he is. He is a serial killer. He does not have a care in the world. He knows everything in detail, what happened with the woman in question. And this is not the woman that they found him in the vehicle with. This is the woman that they're questioning. Once they found her body, his DNA was on it, right? And the way how he's expressing everything in detail is kind of scary. Most people who they will pretend, right? They'll be like, "Oh, well, I don't know." You know, he's given detail by detail, and he's not showing any signs that he's lying. He's not showing any signs that he's trying to cover up anything, which is quite scary. But then again, when we think about serial killers, I always tell you that, you know, they don't care. Like, most of their emotions is mundane. Like, them killing somebody is equivalent of them making breakfast in the morning. And we're starting to see that right now in his interrogation. He's not showing any body language, even his speech pattern, his tonality of how he speaks. Nothing is showing that he's trying to withhold any information. He is spilling his guts here. Now, I'm wondering whether or not is he's trying to be considered like you know, insane, right? Going for the insane plea, like knowing that, listen, this man do have mental issues and he's a serial killer with mental issues, and if he's willing to go to jail, he's willing to go to a mental facility part of prison, not regular gen pop, right? I'm thinking maybe that's the reason why he's becoming so forthcoming, but we'll see. We'll check it in a little bit more. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday. Hi, Patrick. How you doing? He said, "Who the killer?" This individual right here, this old man. He's been doing it for a while. Jack Norton said, "Twisted." Yeah. He's the killer. Yep, he is the killer. All right, let's go on.
Right. She got undressed. I got undressed. I tried to pull it to the edge because I knew where I was standing. Getting in there, how am I going? It started out good. Then she's like, you know, something digging in my back, whatever. I said, "Move it," you know. Maybe it was the buckle, but like I said, I forgot I had a screwdriver back there. I think I had a screwdriver at the other end and something else. And she scooted over. Now I can't do nothing. Then she said, "You got a rubber on?" I said, "No, I ain't got a rubber." She reached in her purse, pulled the rubber out, put the rubber on. So my shit was like somehow. Took a couple minutes to get it on her. I go down and eat her. Rubber's on. She's like, "Eat, man." She's like, "Really? This is unstrange behavior." So I get in her. I'm trying to. And next thing I know, she's like, "Did your rubber come off?" I feel like your rubber came off. I said, "What are you talking about?" I'm still humping. And she punched me. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Man, what are you trying to do to me? I'm not trying to get pregnant. Some shit, you might have a venereal disease." This, I said, "Are you serious?" And she's like, "Stop, get up." And she kicked me. Kicked me in the thigh. She kicked me with her leg again, caught me in the mouth. I was like, "What's going on?" She went to like bush mugging my face. I was like, "What?" I'm trying to push her arm back down. And she's like, "You know, get off me." I was like, "Man, quit, slow down." And, you know, she went to swing again. I ended up dotting the side of her head like maybe 5-6 times.
Punching her side of her head.
Man, I should have just got off of her, really.
Eric has no problem admitting to brutally assaulting Erica, and he feels totally justified in doing so. In his twisted mind, she was attacking him after all. As the interview goes on, his deranged personality becomes more clear, but his blame the victim strategy won't be the defense he thinks it is, because the more he talks, the more he just looks like a total psychopath.
Now, are you standing outside the truck?
We're not standing outside the truck.
When
No, I was up on the seat.
you were up on the seat, so
I had to fold her legs up some.
I got you. Okay, so you're both fully in the truck,
Right. She had her legs like up on my chest.
Okay.
Because there was no way of any other way of doing it.
Right.
When she kicked off the first time, it gave her enough separation.
Okay.
I don't know if the rubber's in her. I don't know if it's still in her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She did a mule kick, you want to say, caught me in the leg. Like, you know, then I was like, and caught not just enough big, you know, but her foot grazed. It's enough. I'm like, man, stop. What are you doing, man?
You feel like she's trying to hurt you at this point?
Well, you know, in a sense, because your kicks are not gentle.
Sure.
They're, you know, you are at a point of whatever your safety, what do you want to call it, safety net, whatever. You feel like you don't want me in you if there's no rubber on.
Right.
I got to do what I got to do. So, like I say, I'm hitting her. I'm trying to calm her down, but it exploded. Next thing you know, she's trying to gouge my eyes. You know, she's trying to pull my head down. In the process, she's using her legs. I can feel them to push herself. Well, now I'm like halfway on top of her. So when she falls out the truck, I fall off the truck. When she goes straight down, I fall over on my back.
Now, is this out of the passenger door or out of the driver's side?
Out of the passenger side.
Okay.
The truck's backed in. I'm facing right in there from the driver's side to the passenger side.
How did the door get open?
We opened the doors. I told you from the get-go, we had the doors open.
The doors were open.
We had the doors open.
Right.
I had the lights off.
Okay.
Because my lights don't come on.
All right.
I hit the ground. I was like a little dazed in a sense, and she was like, you know, the f- wrong with you, this and that. And she went to like pounding on me, trying to kick, trying to grab my face again.
Yeah, you
like,
right.
You know, stop, man. She said, stop for what? This, that. And miraculously, she got a screwdriver in her hand. Well, now the situation to me escalates. You're waving something around that if it hits me, I'm going to feel it. I'm going to be hurt. Now I'm really going to be like irate. I mean, I don't know what man is not going to be in that type.
Sure.
Well, you're waving. We're already sweating from the little bit. It's humid. There's no air conditioner in my truck.
I'm sorry about
you turn
that.
it on, but there's a clog in the filter. It doesn't get cold. I'm struggling trying to keep a screwdriver from hitting me, and she's like very hysterical. I have nothing else to do. I said, man, please stop.
So I want to stop here because trigger warning, everyone. This is very disturbing. This guy is a full-on psychopath. He's a full-on serial killer. He's not even taking into consideration the things that he's telling the detectives in details. Every step, he had the opportunity to stop it for it not to escalate, and he didn't. He escalated with her every step of the way. Even from the beginning, before the actual physical confrontation occurred, he was escalating everything. She said, what the F, man? Oh, we're going to have sex? Let's have sex. Oh, no, you have to have a condom. What the F, man? Why do we need a condom? Let's just go it on. Oh, I don't know if you have a disease or something like that. You know, everything was irritating him about this girl because she had specific kind of things that she wanted done prior to having sex with him. And he's okay expressing this to the detective. You know, like she kicked him in the leg and he punched her in her temple 5 times. He said it like it was nothing, right? Now we know that you know, hitting someone, you shouldn't hit anyone. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you shouldn't hit anyone. But if she only kicked you once, then why were you hit her in the head 5 times in her temple, right? And then again, if she's this combative with you and it seems that she doesn't want to have sex with you anymore, why are you not telling her to get from you, right? Get out my house or get out my car, wherever you were. Why are you not doing that? Why are you stopping her and trying to continue to have sex with her? And he doesn't see how disturbing that is because he thinks that everything that he did was acceptable. Even it escalating to the point where she got the screwdriver is acceptable. What he did next is crazy. It's very crazy. Let's see. Unpolished Gamer said, which means they're both to blame. In a way, she was trying to get away at this point, and he wasn't allowing her to get away. He wanted their ice in their lives. Brandon said he's too comfortable with talking about it. Definitely had every opportunity to avoid a situation. Exactly. Which will go back to what I said about if he's going to go with clinically being diagnosed insane, then he won't go to a regular gen population in jail, in prison. He will go to the mental facility, right? Let's see. Mr. Center of the World said a minor confrontation caused him to meet a boiling point. He lacks self-control. He does lack self-control. Barry said, notice how evil and Val has the same letters. I do notice that now, Barry. You know, shout out to you. I wasn't thinking about it, but yeah, definitely. And see, Brian said, living evil has the same letters too. Good catch. Good catch. Shout out to you. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Let's see. And Lace said, no, the victim is not to blame. Right. The victim is not to blame. Absolutely not. Especially if she was trying to get away. Right. He's probably on some psych meds. Well, he's not on psych meds now. Ola, he's not on psych meds. He did, however, express that he was a big drug addict back at the time when he was dealing with this girl. He said that he loved meth. So he was definitely under some type of influence, right? Zeddy, how you doing, Zeddy? Happy Sunday. Said, wow, the way he is speaking about it is disturbing. Yes, because he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't feel no ill will, no fault. He felt that he had to do what he had to do, and he was in his right. And see, folks don't be right in the head. They sure don't. They sure don't. But let's go on.
How are you positioned? Are you standing up or are you on the ground?
I'm halfway on her. We're still laying on the ground.
Okay.
Okay. I know I got abrasions. I had them on my feet, all that. I asked her, please stop. Yeah, or something. She's made some remark. I can't remember all that, but I'm trying to focus on this arm that's waving everywhere. Well, I get the arm. Like I said, I ain't had no recourse. I got her next to her. You know, I got her hand down, and I see the points by her throat. So I'm trying to push in. She's fighting back. Well, it goes in. I'm pushing down. My hand slips off. Her hand comes through. She hits me in the side of the head, you know, with the butt end of the screwdriver, the back of the head. I said, look, man, you're not going to, you know, stop, man. I can't say I fear for my life, but I don't want to get stabbed. See what I'm saying?
I got you.
I'm trying to hit. I can't hit. My hand, you know, it's swollen. It's not, you know. I'm not really a fighter, you want to say, in a sense.
I don't think so, but I think he would try to leave with that.
You asked about choking her. I tried. I could not get to that point of choking her. I finally get her arm positioned between both arms, and I put the blade, you know, the pointy end, the blade part of it, towards her eye. How would you like it if I drove that? And she was like, you know, all this. I'm thinking, this is it. She's going to stop. No, she don't stop. She's still hysterical. Now it's to the point I can hear her. They ain't gonna kill me. You laying down. Well, she caught me in the nuts. All this kicking, moving, while, you know, I wouldn't even say the nuts, the groin area.
Right.
Like I said, I had a big bruise on my right. You're right. It's, you know, if you would have did a naked cursory change after you come see me a week later, yeah, you'd see I still have a little bit of a blemish. See black and blue still.
Sure.
Well, you know, that's beside the point. Okay.
Considering Eric's entire story hinges on self-defense, injuries to his body most certainly are not beside the point. But it's obvious why he'd want to dismiss this, considering how ludicrous his defense is on its very face. Eric stands 6 feet 8 inches tall and is a hardened criminal who spent over half his life in prison. To think that Erica was ever a real threat to him only goes to show what a pathological liar Eric is. But make no mistake, despite claiming he only did what he had to, in the detective's eyes, this is a full confession.
She ended up grazing my balls.
Right.
Got the ball in the groin area. She's getting up. She bounces off in this truck. When she bounces off, I'm looking up at her. All I can do is grab one leg, or what I can, but it was enough to trip her up. She fell partially on me. Screwdriver, I'm still thinking about. What's up, man? I'm in a bad position. I don't know. But I know they pounding on me. And I said, boy, that screwdriver going to do. Ooh, boy, if I survive, I'm going to catch a murder charge. I already know this.
Right.
You know? we're struggling on the ground. I'm like, man, I'm fed up with this shit, man. I had enough of you, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I went into the throat. You know what?
Where's the screwdriver at this point, though?
I have no idea.
They are, but you have to
No,
look
I'm saying,
for them, right?
how do you end up with the screwdriver in your possession at this point?
I never had a screwdriver in my hands.
Okay.
She wouldn't let go. Everything I tried, pressure point, she would not let go of the screwdriver.
So you're using her own hand to stab herself.
Her own hand pushing. She was still. I wouldn't say she knew what she was doing, but she was doing enough movement, kicking, and it was like a machine going without anyone driving. When I hit the second one, it was like
crazy, right?
she made a sound in her coming out of her mouth like a sigh, in a sense you could say, and her movement slowed down.
Okay.
By that time, I get the screwdriver out, I drop it on the ground, I look down at it, I'm looking around, and it, like I told you down there, it dawned on me, if someone drives down here, it's going to look funny with two naked people.
Right.
Especially with a girl laying on the ground.
Right.
So, what strength I had, I can pick her up, I'll put her in the back, on the floor. You know.
And she's breathing. She's breathing or not breathing at this point?
I heard breathing.
Right.
What? You heard breathing? You stabbing people with their own hand holding on to the screwdriver? At any time, if he's going to be like, you know, I need to call 911, something's going on, like it's just weird to me, and it's very alarming to me because, like I said, how he feels that everything that he did was justified. He feels that every step he made was okay. The fact that he's literally telling the detective that he stabbed her, he doesn't have no remorse. He's not even showing that it was traumatizing to him. He really thought that she was going to stab him. He already made it known that he can overpower her. She wasn't even doing anything. He even admitted that when she initially kicked him, it didn't really even hurt him as much. When she tried to grab, you know, I guess kick him in the nuts per se because he was on top of her, it just got him angry. Not necessarily that it stopped him or prevented him for doing anything. It just got him even more angry, where he kept on escalating the situation. The lady would have never had a screwdriver if you would have had let her go. After you find out that she didn't want to have sex with you unprotected, you were supposed to let her go. And you would think he would know that, you know, raping someone is a no-no. You already did 25 years in prison prior to this situation off of the fact that you was raping women before. So why would you do it again and think that is okay, right? This woman seemed to have defense in her, right? She would defend you. She's just not going to sit down and take it. And you was mad that she wouldn't just sit down and allow you to do whatever the hell you want to do with her. So you escalated it even further, even to the point where now you're stabbing her or using her hand to stab herself. Again, if he's going for the clinical claim of being insane, he is insane. Mind you, he is insane. He is a psychopath. However, when dealing where you're going to go has to do whether if you were in conscious mind or is this something that subconsciously have been done, right? So this is not subconscious with him, right? This is his true nature. He was strategic in everything that he did. He was strategic to elevating the situation to get to the point where she was harmed by him physically. He knew exactly what he was doing. And by him being in conscious mind and telling everything to the detective that he is, that plea is not going to work for him. It's not going to work for him. He's just going to be deemed as a serial killer who is within nature just a demonic person who preys on women and kills them afterwards. That's all they're going to see. It wasn't you saw red. It wasn't that you went black and you couldn't see anything. This didn't happen with you. You was of conscious thought the whole entire time. Whole entire time. It's insane. Absolutely insane. This is crazy. The way how he's speaking about everything. So crazy. Hey, Miss J, how are you? Que lo que, mommy. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Lindsay said, how can you control her that much to make her puncture herself, but not get her off you? Right. The thing about it is, Lindsay, she wasn't on him. He was on her. He was on her. She was kicking, trying to get him off. He does. That's him building up his story to make it seem like everything that he had to do was justified because she was the crazy one, right? She was the crazy one for just not allowing you to jump on her and have sex with her without a condom. And when she already told you that she wasn't having sex with you without a condom and you didn't have a condom, that should have been the end of the discussion. You should have had drove her back wherever you picked her up from, or tell her to take a taxi. She needed to just leave you, but you didn't let her leave. That's why she was fighting you in the beginning, because you didn't let her go. You didn't let her go. Jake said, you must be a young person, Joanne, to listen to these every day. I know it's hard, Jake. I definitely understand it's hard. And we do say trigger warning here. And if you have to step away, take a break, and then come back, that's more than welcome over here. More than welcome. All right, let's see. Brian said, this isn't the first time this dude done this. No, this is not the first time. He already did 25 years. He already did 25 years, and he's doing it again, which is just crazy. Absolutely just crazy. All right, let's see. Dogs and Tacos, shout out to you. I like your name. He said, this is just getting worse and worse. Yes, it is. As it keeps on going, it's getting worse. Only 37 likes. Let's get the likes up, fam. We have over 250 people in the chat with us today. Let's get the likes up at least to 100. I would truly appreciate it. And so would my mods. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go on.
I seen her chest moving.
Right.
I put her up. I pulled her up.
How badly is she bleeding?
I know she was in the back on the floor for a good 20 minutes, and it was hardly any blood. I mean, it was enough blood, but it wasn't. It wasn't like
Happy Sunday.
It's on the back floorboard in the back seat of your truck.
Yeah, it's on the passenger side,
right,
on that black thing.
Yeah.
Probably some on the door. I seen splatters. On the side of that wall, there was some. And then right behind my seat where her head was, there was a patch.
Okay.
Now blood splatters when I drop her head,
right,
all that crawling around on the ground, I know you got scratches on you, whatever.
Right.
I know when I drop her head, blood's still gonna splatter. Ain't no rocket science. I mean, everybody can figure that out.
Sure.
I've seen enough movies, read enough books.
How many times you punch her, you think?
Probably about a dozen times.
Yeah.
I can't give it exact, but I know I was trying to calm her down, and punching her wasn't working.
How big was the screwdriver?
It was probably maybe a 6-inch length.
Phillips edge or flathead?
I believe it was a flathead.
Flathead.
The casual way Eric describes the murder is positively chilling, and so graphic that we can't even play it in its entirety. But what happened next is just as disturbing, because as Eric grappled with the fact that there was a body in his truck, a friend called to ask for a favor at the worst possible time.
What did you do then?
Like I said, I cleaned up the area on the ground. I threw what clothes.
Hi, DJ. Thank you so much for the compliment. Happy Sunday to you.
Floorboard, I closed the doors. I pulled out. I started up. I pulled out. I sat on the side. I was trying to get my thoughts together in a sense. I was by the staircase. I was like,
I'm in total agreement, Miss Joanne.
Can you take me to work? I said, sure, I'll be there shortly. Just when I get there, stay in.
Too casual.
What time do you think that's about?
That's why he's a psycho.
4:30 somewhere.
Okay.
She said she had to be at work at 5:30.
All right.
I said I'd be there by 5.
All right.
Okay.
And you tell her in that phone call not to come outside, or you do a follow-up call with that?
No, when I get there, she's about to open the door because I backed my truck up all the way over there, concrete slab, all the way to the back.
Okay.
As I was shutting the door to get out, I heard the door open. I was like, stay in there, don't come out. I got something I got to handle. Stay where you're at.
Okay.
What's going on? Just stay in the trailer, please. Just do me that favor, please.
He needs to be on death row.
Okay. It's dark. I have no lights. I open up. I go around the truck, open up passenger side. I'm stinking. I look around. I'm like, so I went back around to the driver's side.
Emily, how
I
you doing?
had a
Going over a
little
case
bag back
of a
there.
serial
I
killer.
took out one tarp. The other one was under the seat. I lifted up the seat, seen a machete. Not registered in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking more of trying to find something to cover her up. Part of that other was a sheet, bedspread, whatever you want to call it. We use it for work, put down, painting, chiseling. I wrapped the blue thing around her. I wrapped the green thing. I wrapped what tape I can, cover up the body. Like I said, at that point, it was more of like I said, it was, I know it's a crazy thing, but it's more of a respect thing. I'm going to put her somewhere. I don't want rodents to get to her. I don't want, making a stink, anything like that. At this time, I'm thinking two at the same time. I just got pulled over. This girl come up missing. I'm going to tie it into the stop. Last time anybody seen it would be the cops and me. So where's that going to drag? I already know this is coming to my mind now. So now I already, not in a desperate mode, but I'm in a mode that I have to get her out of the truck.
Woo! This guy is a work. He is a piece of work. The way that he's talking about how he unalived her, how blood was all over everywhere, how he's trying to find out to get her out of his truck, how he tried to wrap the body. Like, again, he's speaking with the detective. No signs of remorse. He's not lying. There is no him not telling the truth or hiding parts of the events that day. He's not hiding everything. He's being completely honest with these detectives right now. Completely honest. He has shown that he had motive, right? He have shown that he had the opportunity, right? He had the means. He gave all the three qualifications and he gave it willingly. He gave it willingly. So that's what makes it very like scary and demonic, really, right? Because he doesn't care that you literally unalived a woman for no reason whatsoever, and that you strategically got rid of her body. You were strategically thinking about the cops coming and how I need to get her out the truck. I don't want all this blood spilling all over the floor. If I drop her on her head, the blood's going to spill out this part of her ear and stuff. You are killing me, sir. Like seriously. A couple people were saying that he needs to be put under the jail cell. He needs far worse than that. Far worse than that. Like normally I would say go on death row, but he just need to go straight to you're guilty and go go to execution, right? However see fit. Because clearly he's telling you that he did it on purpose. He purposely wanted to dispose the body. There was no thinking in his head like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe this is wrong. I feel guilty that I did this to this poor girl. No, he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. Let's see. Card said now he's thinking of respecting her. Like, yeah, this is crazy, right? Oh, yeah, now he respects her for after she's right, exactly, because she can't fight him anymore, right? She can't fight him. This fool is going down. Yeah, he is. He's definitely is. I mean, at this point, he wants to. Don't want no rodents eating her, but you're assault her, then kill her, but has respect, right? It's weird. Maybe he just has respect for his prey, right? You notice how there's some even in the animal kingdom, the way how they unalive their prey, it could be very vicious, right? Looking at it. But then when it comes down to when they want to eat their prey, they have their own kind of ritual how they eat their prey. And that's like to preserve it in a certain type of way. Maybe that's a ritual for him. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Do you think the death penalty is an easy way out? Yes and no. I would understand that. Yes and no. Some people will believe that it's an easy way out because once you're dead, you're not dealing with anything. You're not dealing with how that person felt, how people feel about you, nothing, right? You just don't exist anymore. Whereas if he was in jail, some people would think that he would be suffering more because he would have to actually deal with getting old, sickness, maybe some attempts on his life in prison. Who knows? Those are one of the reasons where people would be like, yeah, life in prison would be far more justice than just, unaliving folks. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's go on.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially if I take charity work, I can't drag this girl all around town. Not just on that. Mindful enough, I know Davey wouldn't have pulled me over. I mean, I could be wrong, but like I told him, I feel comfortable on Davey.
You got a Davey truck, man.
But I feel comfortable. It doesn't.
Sunrise are going to pull that truck over.
I drove around for
they're not.
3 days with only one brake light working. Somebody told me at a stoplight, hey, you only got one brake light on. Man, I'm on probation, all that. I'm nervous. I don't need no problem. But in Davey, I felt safe. Sure. I fixed it. So anyways, I looked at the water. I drove her down to the water.
Where you wrap her up at?
Right there. When you open the passenger door.
Yeah.
The back door.
Yeah.
I laid it out on the ground.
Okay.
And I pulled her by her feet, got her, and I pulled the thing out when her head was about to the edge. I had to maneuver her body around the frame, where the door closes, so it doesn't bang up on everything. Just like you said, I got to worry about blood too, in a sense.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not going to do a superficial. I mean, I'm not going to do a superb job.
Right.
But it's still the point. Respect it. I don't care if she was dead or not. I didn't hear nothing. I felt like she was dead. I laid her down.
Did you check at all?
No, I did not check.
Okay. You just felt she was dead.
To me, I didn't hear no breathing. She wasn't moving. Everything was limp.
Okay.
Everything was limp. When I was trying to hold her up, her head kept rolling back. If you were breathing to a degree, I felt like your head still would have been straight up.
Right.
To me, that's what I felt. I'm not an expert. I can't. Me at that time, you probably can't imagine, but possibly couldn't imagine what I'm going through at the time. All I'm trying to do is wrap a body and put it somewhere for safety.
For safety for you.
Safety for me and safety for her. Like I said, I don't need rodents or anything like that getting on.
Because you're trying to pay respect to her by putting her in a spot that she's not going to get eaten by rodents.
It's minuscule to what the matter went, but I'm trying to be respectful.
Right.
Like I said, if somebody killed me, I know they're going to just leave me wherever I got killed at.
Right.
You're not going to have respect, okay? We all grow up in a different era.
Yeah.
What I did was wrong doesn't mean that I can't think in, a righteous way in a sense. Just like you talked to me down there, you got me to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, regardless what you are.
So you respect corpse, but you don't respect life. You respect the dead, but you don't respect life. You want to talk about you want to protect her and preserve her from rodents, but you could have had protected and preserved this woman's life if you did not unalive her, if you did not try to rape her without, her consent. She would still be alive today. So I just find it very odd that now all of a sudden you want to protect this woman. Oh, I have such protection over this. No, you have protection over your prey with your predator mindset. You have reverted back to your original natural state of being a predator. what do a predator do? When we see wolves and lions and everyone, when they have their prey and they're bringing it home, what they do? When somebody try to grab it or another animal tries to grab the carcass, what they do? They fight for it, right? They protect it. Don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. And in a way, I'm getting that from him. The way how he wanted to preserve her body, it was like preserving her body for him, not necessarily preserving her body from the rodents. And then he's talking about, oh, if it was me, somebody would just leave me there. So that again goes back to his twisted, psychotic mind, right? Because remember, he preys on women. He doesn't do this to men. He preys on women. He feels that in his mind, men are exposable, right? They're expendable. You could just put them out to the pasture, let the ants and everything eat them up and everything, and he's just going to go right back into the grass. But no, but with women, we have to preserve those carcasses as much and as best as possible. It's very, very weird, very demonic, very, very weird, demonic from this guy. Very weird, very, very, very weird. Brandon said, what an honest guy he is. Shaking my head. Can't get more deranged than that. Right. I agree. Miss Joanne said, that's his line in the sand. Rats. Right. Oh, I have a heart. I don't want the rats eating her. The rats wouldn't have to eat her if you would just let her live, though, right? Nikita said, nothing that is coming out his mouth is true. No, he's honest. He's being completely honest. He's telling in detail how he unalived this woman and what he did with her body afterwards. Let's see. William said, this is what happens when a certain party weaponized mental health and also takes God out of the schools. And I hate to say it, took it out of the families. It looks like completely. Mental health people need to pay attention to mental health a little bit more, and when we understand a little bit of the signs, we have to use it, right? We have to use them. Ola says, do putting on a show, he thinks he's Stephen King. You know what? Ola, you was the one who mentioned in the chat that you think that he knows he's going to jail. He's hoping that he can be interviewed like he's what is it, Marilyn Manson. He thinks that he's gonna get interviewed like Marilyn Manson and Jeffrey Dahmer, and he's gonna be able to create a book or something while he's in jail and everything like that. He's just gonna be remembered for all time, right? And we have seen those type of cases on this channel that some of these guys, whether if it's a woman or male, whether if they're young or old men, they do follow certain steps that our serial killers in our time, especially in the US, have done. And they want that type of title. They want that type of glow of everybody remembering them and fearing them in that way. That's one way that they can be remembered, right? We have seen people have that mindset and have confirmed to detectives and everybody else that that was the reason why they did it. They wanted to be remembered in that way. It's crazy. It's crazy at all. Your face is like, what the fuck you? Yeah, I know. You're gonna have to excuse my facial expressions. They get kind of crazy. Let's go on.
Offer me what you could, promise, no promise. The way you talk to me, you brought, you nothing against you. It's just what he was saying in a sense. It kind of made sense. I got to do what is right, just like you said over there. I mean, if I probably sat here another hour, I probably would have broke down to you.
I didn't believe that she was breathing.
You see what I'm saying? But the whole time, not just the fact from the story, you're sitting outside. I know in a sense you're stalling. You know what I'm saying? To see what he could do.
Nah, he's got tied up with a bunch. He was looking for keys.
Even just like you said, regardless what the outcome is, y'all are trying to clear the case up. I understand. I want to clear it up. You're right. It relieves some pressure from me.
Right.
Okay? I can move on. No, regardless where I'm going, I can move on.
Eric may want to move on from his latest murder and be sent back to prison where he belongs, but detectives have a few more questions first. They're aware of Eric's history of extreme violence and want to know how his twisted psychology played a part in his most recent crime. But it soon becomes clear that even though Eric's pathologies run deep, he's also the product of a prison system that only made them worse.
Let me ask you this, it's important to clarify because we talked about various things about your past a little bit. and you made a statement with regards to, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have a monster that could come out.
Yes.
Do you feel that monster came out during that fight with her?
Yes.
Okay. Because you did say to me that you reached the point where now I'm going to kill you. Now
I felt like
I'm going to kill you.
like my life was
right. You're trying to hurt me. You're trying to hit.
Okay. The point is right. She was trying to hurt me.
Right.
When I seen the screwdriver, it's a shock.
Right.
Where do you get a screwdriver? Later on, thinking about it, I know there was one on the seat. Must have fell out with us.
Right.
Whatever she did, or she was moving at the time when she pulled her shit and I started hitting her. Whatever the case, I don't know. I can't. I can't put some, what's it called, conjecture. I can't put something in a scenario that I don't know.
Right.
But I know you're waving something around that's detrimental to my health now. The way you're acting, I don't know where you're going with this.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
Your kicking on me is detrimental. That's not playful kicking.
It is, but where I guess where I'm going, okay, and just, talking about everything that transpired is that I do think something snapped in you because you said at one point she's actually trying to get away and you now grab her leg.
Right.
And the fight is still on at this point because you're engaged in it. And,
right.
and you, that snapping of you want it to continue. I'm going to get you. Fair to say?
It's a fight.
Right.
It happens.
Right.
It's not, I don't care if you're fighting another man. When you're engaged, you feel like damage been done to you. You don't want a person to get away.
Right.
I understand where you're going with the conversation, but whether you're trying to enhance it or not, what I'm saying is you're in a battle.
Right. And make no mistake about it. I'm not trying to enhance the situation for you at all. I'm trying to understand.
Right.
I'm trying for us to understand, and I'm trying forever to
You're
listen.
right. I should have let her go. But in the same token, she's got a screwdriver in her hand. How do I know she doesn't kick me, fall on me?
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree. Okay. You made a comment about being in prison and about not getting help that you thought you needed.
Don't get it in there.
Right.
You go see a psychologist or a psychiatrist in there, they want to put you on medication. If you take it, you can't function. Then at the same time, how do you protect yourself?
On a real jazz note,
what caused
neither.
you?
Just a guy that she was dating with.
And again, Erica, first and foremost, I appreciate your honesty. As I've said,
I have an anger issue to a degree. Okay. If you keep things cordial, it's like last night. Me and my mom had a little argument later on. The scene that they made last night at the stairs, I'm trying to talk to the officer. He was a Sunrise police. I already know that because I said you're from Sunrise. And the guy said, yeah, you're right. And then the other cop said, I'm a Davie cop. And he's drawing his gun. Let her go or I shoot. Okay, I get up to the top of the stairs. I leave her where she's at. I didn't want her to fall. He said, let her go. I'm not trying to get shot. You know what I'm saying? Then the case would never have been solved. I mean, it probably would have been solved because I'm not going to survive.
Thank you, June Dons, for sending
when I make it to the top of the stairs,
heart.
my mother's coming out. She hears all the commotion. This cop runs past her. You looking out for her safety. She's leaning on a wall, can barely even stand. You worried about her safety? What? Me killing her? What? No, there was no possibility of that.
Right.
If that was the case, she never went home. I would never have took her home in the first place. Do you see what I'm saying?
He was supposed to hook up with her, and she didn't want to hook up with him anymore.
You're letting her drop. Okay, whatever. I seen the other cop grab her arm. Whatever. She's still falling, but she's making. This guy's yelling at me. You're yelling if you want to be respectful, and I told him that. You want to be respectful. How are you being respectful yelling at me? Just give me 5 minutes with her. I bring her. But you're yelling at me. Well, what? Just because you got a badge, you got the right to be yelling at me?
Right.
And then another Davie cop came upstairs and said, go in your house. I saw, what is this? I thought it was a free country.
Right.
There's nothing free at this moment. Okay, I'm not going to my house. I'm standing right here at the screen door. Physically put your hands on. Simple. I mean, really, I was at that point now. It is what it is. Shoot me, kill me, whatever. I'm going to beat the shit out of one of y'all. Because the way you treat me is like I'm a piece of shit. Okay, so what? I'm a suspect in a murder. But the way it's minuscule, I know.
No, but I understand.
What the hell are you talking about? So what? Am I a suspect in a murder? Sir, why would they be treating you with kitten gloves when their whole point is to save the woman that you was with currently? To save her because they know that you unalived another woman brutally. why would they treat you like kitten gloves? You know, like the nerve of you to be thinking that they supposed to roll out the red carpet for you, and you possibly murdered another woman, and the woman that's with you right now is the next victim. Like, are you crazy? Like, like, they didn't even, mind you, they didn't even scuff you up. I mean, like, listen, if you was in a different county, because I think this happened in Florida. If you was in a different county, they would have roughed you up pretty bad. You wasn't even roughed up. They were just telling you to, like, you know, get the hell out of here, pushing you out the way, trying to get the girl, and you like, oh, what's going on? But you understood what it was. You understood why they was coming for you. You been knew, remember? Because you told the detective that while you was in the process of wrapping up your other victim's body, that you were thinking about the cops and stuff and how to get her out of the truck. This guy, wow. And he want to say it's minuscule. Boy, if you don't shut.
Yeah, but it's getting your anger going.
It's all my turmoil.
It's getting your anger going. So let me get back to now. After she's stabbed, she's in the back of the truck. You put her in the water.
No, she's not in the back of the truck. She's in the back of the cab.
Oh, okay, back of the cab. That's what I meant.
I wrap her up. I drug her down.
When you wrap her up, let me ask you this: did you ever think of maybe I should try to get her some help, or were you just
none of that crossed my mind?
Because you're pissed off.
No, I'm not pissed off at this point. I'm more in sorrow. I'm not pissed off. I'm more calmer, but I'm not thinking.
How about the ride to Sherry's? Did you ever think maybe I should try to get her help?
I didn't have no thinking at all in that aspect.
You still in a rage at that point?
No, I'm not in a rage. I'm more calm, but I'm not thinking.
Not thinking straight.
I'm not a rational thinking type person. You see, you got training that would kick in, even if you wasn't a police officer. You have more.
I don't, because I'm just.
But where you going? But hold up. Where you going with the question is now you're making it seem like I'm a bad person.
No.
Yes, the way you just asked that question.
No.
Yes.
No, Eric.
I'm saying, Eric.
Yes, you are a bad person. You are a bad person. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Yes, you are crazy. I'm answering my own questions right now. But it's like, I just can't understand this fellow. The guy, he was saying in details everything that he did to this woman's body, and you expect them to look at you as a good guy? You didn't even call, like, let's say you never wanted it to escalate to the point where you had to take her life because it was self-defense. Why would you wrap up her body and hide her body? Why didn't you call 911? Why didn't you call the cops, right? You didn't do any of that. You went straight into, I need to get this woman's body out of my truck. That's where you went to. So again, yes, you're showing intent that you intended to harm this woman. You haven't shown any remorse or concern. And in fact, all the remorse and the sorrow that you're showing right now is the fact that you don't want them to look at you as a bad person. You're weird, dude. You unalive someone. You are a bad person. And shout out to Miss J, who sent high five for 100 joules. Thank you, sis. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, mi amor. I appreciate you. This guy is truly weird. He's really, 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 truly weird. Hola said, I would have lost my job. You know what? It's a good thing I wasn't the detective in here, because I would have lost my job too. He can't take rejection. No, he doesn't. He can't. It's crazy. Ola says he's talking crazy as hell, or, and allowed to just be free to jump out the chair. He's clearly crazy. Yeah. Hey, JK, how you doing? Shout out to you. Happy Sunday. Like what? Dude looks like a creepy gym teacher. You know what? Yeah. I agree. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ola. Take care. Ms. J said, but remember, he did 25 years. Right. He already did 25 years for this. This is insane. Fresh Spot Wash said, they don't cuff you when they interrogate you, so they can create an air of comfortability so they can get the story out of you. Yes. I agree. They do that with some folks, and other folks, they do kind of cuff them to the chair, but that's if they feel that they're a flight risk or they're actually really dangerous. The fact that he's being very forthcoming, they're treating this interrogation as as pretty much his confirmation of that he actually did do it. He's admitting to everything. He's given in details everything that happened that night. So for him, for him, this is a confession. It's not even interrogating him at this point to see whether or not if he did do it. He has confessed that he did do it. He just thinks that he was in his right to do it, which makes it kind of crazy, which makes it absolutely kind of crazy. Ms. J said he already spilled the beans. Yep. I appreciate it. Thank you, Hola. I appreciate it. Yes, hit the thumbs up for me. Truly appreciate it. All right, let's go on.
Eric, did I have any idea? I'm trying to say, Eric, I don't have a rational mind at that point. I just went through a battle with a woman.
I understand that, so just hear me out. I understand that. All I'm trying to say to you, no, listen to me. Don't get upset. I'm trying to understand your mindset based on what you have described.
I don't have a mindset.
Okay.
Check this out. I feel like she's dead in my eyes.
I got you.
That's all I know. Help is not thinking. If I get help, I have some explain. I'm not even in thinking in that. When I'm driving to Sherry's, I'm thinking, what do I do with her?
Eric admits to not being a rational thinking person, a massive understatement to say the least. But while he's capable of some self-reflection, he's clueless when it comes to self-awareness, because despite his protests, he's now either attempted or succeeded in murdering 3 women, including a teenage girl. And for most people, that's pretty much the definition of a bad person in every way. But while he claims to have not been thinking rationally, he was rational enough to try to cover up his crimes after committing them.
If I get pulled over, I have a lot of explaining to do. I'm already in a rational mind that I have to get from point A to point B.
Right.
Put her somewhere comfortably and safe. In my mind, help was out of the question a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay? If I was going to try to get her some help, just like you said, I would never grab her leg.
Right.
I was hoping that she might have ran around a truck, something, whatever.
Right.
But in the heat of the battle, this is what takes place. Rational thinking, I don't have that training in that sense. Don't forget, I just did 26 and a half years in prison. Me and a guy getting a fight, I'm walking away, I'm leaving there. I don't give a he's moving or not moving. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
I still have this fight instinct in you that you don't think of rational thinking until you completely calm down.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it can make me look like bad on the tape. To
No,
the DA. What I'm
that's,
saying is,
that's not the,
I've been out 13 months.
Yeah.
I'm striving. I haven't had no problems as far as violence since I've been out. I had a few road rage cases. I had a guy get out of his vehicle with a knife, and I jumped out my truck and said, "What's up? What's that mean?" And when the man seen my size, he jumped back in his truck, rolled his windows up.
Sure.
End of story.
Yeah.
You got a knife. God damn, you got a knife? I mean, I don't have a weapon.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, your mindset, his mindset, I don't have a mindset of thinking of anything.
And that's what I was just trying to understand.
Even if I was hurt, I wouldn't even stop.
Right. Getting back to that night, you weren't on drugs at all?
No drugs.
Drinking at all?
I had a few.
Okay.
I think I had like 2 beers.
Okay. So you were, in your mind, you were sober.
He was only out 13
Okay.
months before doing
All right.
this.
When you got to, let me ask you this question. When you got to that night, did you have intentions of wanting to kill her that night?
No, definitely not.
All right. And even when...
I had maybe intentions of lovemaking or, snuggling up. I didn't even have the intentions of even... She had to bring that up.
Right. All right.
Ciao.
What do you got?
I did. I tried to bet. Like I said, there was intuition that kicked in. You feel the hairs on your neck. Something's not right. You're right. I'm on probation. I'm dealing with. You can look it up. What was her last name?
Absolutely.
A girl just died in Davie like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
She was my girlfriend for a while. Even though I was with Sherry. Sherry didn't know. Sherry worked nights. I was going out with this girl.
Right.
She was 36 years old. Pretty girl.
Thank you.
She had she wanted to detox now.
Yeah.
Like 3 days after detoxing, she had a stroke, died. her best friend, which I know, Chandra. She tried to keep her alive to the ambulance got there. Didn't happen. Chandra called me the next day and said, Danielle died. I know another girl, Stacy. She just had an episode like 2 weeks ago. Like her husband, he's in prison. He's like his father was my godfather. You know, why I'm attracted or they're attracted to me, I don't know, but I know I have a vehicle, I have a license. They don't. A lot of times they want to go shopping, laundry, I'll get there. And I don't like going get there. Why do you have to go? I'm not home. But I was at that point one time, I know. But like I said, I never experienced what I went through that night.
Yep.
Whether it's an avenue or whatever, I never experienced, and I hope I never do. I've been in a joint a long time. I fought people. I know they were high. They never had what this girl had.
What all her stuff? What did she have that night that you got rid of?
Her pants, her shirt, panties, bra. She had a purse. Everything I could. Threw most of her stuff in her purse. Threw it in the trash can up front.
Up front where?
My condo.
In your condo, okay.
Right. That went to the dump. There's
Okay.
nothing in that trash can.
Right.
I mean, I know y'all want evidence.
No, I'm just curious where the stuff went.
There was like.
What about the screwdriver?
Screwdriver, the rags and shit I had. I dropped Sherry off at work. I drove behind. They got a garbage can. I threw everything in there.
Okay. Where does Sherry work at?
KFC.
Okay, so you threw it behind the KFC. You threw.
Yeah, they have 2 dumpsters back in there.
Where's the KFC at?
David. 4200.
And this was that morning when you drove her to work. You got rid of the stuff. Okay.
What about the clothes you were wearing? Remember?
I got rid of my shit too.
They're in the same place?
Yeah.
The KFC?
No, I threw, clothes and all that. Her purse stuff went in the dumpster. Everything else, her clothes went there. My clothes, when I was like in the truck, I can't let her see me with all the shit on.
Yeah.
I took rags, like I said, I cleaned off what I could. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She got in the truck. She was trying to look at me. I left out. I take her to work. On the way there, she's like, "What? You look like tired, very tired." I said, "I am. It's been a long night."
Yeah.
So what's going on? I said, "There's nothing going on, babe.
Yeah.
Take you to work. We'll go home and get some hours. Call me when you get off, and I'll come pick you up."
Yeah. Since you've been out of prison, where else have you been living?
Right now, I haven't been living nowhere else.
Yeah, he told
when
him
you got released,
everything.
where was your last stay in prison?
I was at Central Florida Reception Center at East Unit.
So when you got out of there, you went straight to live with your mom and David?
Sure.
You didn't live anywhere else?
No, sir.
All right.
Can't live nowhere else. So I was on a curfew.
Yes, he wanted to go back. Absolutely.
Can't live nowhere else.
Eric, just to clarify, her clothes and all.
You're not going to get it. Everything went to a dumpster.
No, I don't. Hold on.
Everything. I mean, you can ask the question 3 more times. We can tell you the same answer. Everything went to a dumpster.
I appreciate that.
It wasn't even a fact of, evidence or whatever.
Would you mind showing these guys where you dumped it?
Yeah, when we go.
I find that very crazy too, because the fact he was already in a relationship and you was trying to get force Nookie out of another, like that's insane. You're already in a relationship with a woman, but then yet you go out and you tried, or maybe you did, rape other women and take their life. And then you figured that you would do it in just enough time to be there to pick up your girlfriend from work. Like, I'm thinking about the girlfriend right now, like knowing this information, right? Because this is a old case, but knowing this information, knowing that you were sitting there, laying down, laying with, having sex in a whole relationship with someone who is a serial killer to other women. And if he didn't feel emotional connection to you, you would have been on the chopping list. That's fucking scary. It's literally a split hair to the point where we could be speaking about you right now, but because he got emotionally attached to you, we're not speaking about you right now in a victim sense. I find that very scary. Very, 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 very scary to do all that and have a woman right beside you. But you know what? It's funny because a lot of serial killers, the ones that we know, they had a woman, right? They had a woman, they had a wife, and they were still out there unaliving these women in horrible ways, you know, doing demonic rituals on these women's bodies and stuff. It's insane. Insane. Let's see. While your lady is at work, garbage. Right. Mm-hmm. Miss J said, clutching my pearls. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mr. Center of the World, my problem child, he said he should have called his friend and told him the crazy thoughts going on in him and his head, or someone could have been the voice of reason. There is no voice of reason with this man. If you can tell by his speech pattern and the way how he's speaking, he is in full 100% logic in every decision that he made. So it's not like he was having a mental episode. This is just who he is. This is exactly just who he is. Joanne said he's a bragger. He wants people to know what he did, the pride of it. Yes, exactly, Miss Joanne. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is wow. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Miss Joanne. I appreciate it. I know I'm trying my best. Might be cussing a little bit, but as long as you okay with it, we all right. All right. We all right in the world. If Miss Joanne is okay with me cussing a little bit. All right. Make sure you're tapping that like button for me or tap the screen. Truly appreciate it. Or hit the down button. It does help the channel. Keeps me in the algorithm, guys. I would truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. And if you are interested, you can always join the MJ's crew. You can subscribe to the members and be a part of the corner crew. I have my corner boys and my corner girls. And I will be putting out more membership videos. I only have one out so far because I don't have that much time. But when I do get more time, or probably hire an editor, I will definitely have that for my members. Okay, let's go on.
If you're gonna take me home, I'll show you.
We're going to.
Considering Eric's decades of experience with the system, he should know better than anyone that he isn't going home today, or possibly ever again for that matter. He's confessed to multiple crimes that could put him away for life or even to death. But despite claiming to be sorry for what he's done, we'll let you decide whether he really means it.
If you had anything you can say about this whole situation, what would you want to say?
I'm very sorry. I mean, in a sense, I'm very apologetic. The outcome, how it came.
Yeah.
I feel like really both sides, but get you fixed sometimes. I've never had a violent act. The only time I ever did a violent act is when I drank whiskey. The way the situation went down, yes, it was uncalled for. I think, like I said, it could have been handled a different way. Maybe if I had a different thinking pattern after not doing so many years in the joint on a fight or flight, you know. And the same token, you know, my condolences would be to the family, but I don't think I have the guts to say it to their face because I couldn't deal with turmoil.
He's not sorry.
Yeah. All right.
I apologize.
Pretty girl, you know, you gotta have it. I can't fault you for that, but what the habit made, the outcome of everything become.
All right. You feel any better?
Not really, no.
No. What's bothering you?
Because it's always been in my mind, like I just asked you earlier. I feel like, just like you said, I should have checked if she was breathing.
So that's bothering
I'm
you.
saying, if I put her in the water and she was still breathing, I don't know if you ever drowned. I drowned.
I never have it.
Even though I'm big, I see myself going to the bottom.
Yeah.
And there was nobody, I thought there was nobody around, but somebody saved my life.
Okay.
But when you breathe in water, it's talk to a drowner.
We'll get the results of that, and I mean it with everything I have. I don't have that answer right now.
I understand that that's still going on.
You know, so
that's the only thing I want to know. I hope she was dead before I put her in the water.
As far as tonight, you haven't taken any drugs tonight?
No, sir.
Have you drank at all tonight prior to coming here? Have we mistreated you at all?
No, sir.
We've been decent to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any threats, any promises, anything that was made to you other than letting you go home and see mom after we're done here?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Any questions you have of me? listen, I mean, and I said it before we came in here. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty. You know, you're allowing a family closure with regards to what transpired. So I appreciate you being honest about it. All right. And then one last question: after you put her in, did you keep revisiting the shoreline there and putting more stuff on top of that area?
I just put that. At first, I threw the limbs and I took them off.
Okay.
I left the blocks there. When I first put the blocks, I put them there. That water rises and lower at time.
Right.
Okay. I was more worried about the water lowering too much because if she's exposed, that means critters can get to her. I'm sure some did in a sense.
Right.
But I know in my heart, I don't want nobody knowing on me.
Right.
I'm hoping the water and being where it's at in the shade and keep water cool, keep the body how it should be. Eventually, like I said, I know y'all are going to find it.
Right.
I want as less damage to it. I mean, the family's got,
While it's nice of Eric to want to protect his victim's body, there's something he could have done that was much nicer: not killing her in the first place. But as the interrogation comes to a close, it's obvious that without Erica's mother and sister taking charge of the investigation, there's a good chance this crime would have gone unsolved, and Eric would have been free to kill again.
Did you tell anybody you did it? No.
I would never tell them. Come on, man.
I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I understand. I would never tell them. Why would I? That would be like bragging.
No, I don't think so. Just sometimes you just they need to confide in somebody that you did something that you're not happy about.
I just confided in y'all.
I know you did. I know you did.
Why would I tell anybody else? That would give them ammo on me in a sense.
Did he say if I was to tell someone that I would be bragging? Do you think that if you would have came clean and told the police before even trying to get rid of her body, putting in water, trying to sink it with blocks and stuff like that, that would have been bragging? You really think that your whole interrogation right now wasn't a form of gloating and bragging? This guy is a special piece of work. He's a special piece of work. Miss J said, MJ, you said it. Yep, I did, didn't I? I did. Oh, he would have gotten away with it. Right, exactly. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let's finish this off. I hope he got the death penalty.
Because that's what people do in life.
No, I'm like, if I do something, I tell my best friend. I
don't have a best friend.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
It's not surprising that Eric doesn't have any friends, and if he wasn't such a remorseless psycho killer, we might just feel bad for him. But considering everything we've heard him say during this interview, we don't, and the criminal justice system may soon feel the same way. Eric Pearson was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. His case is still pending. If convicted, he could face life in prison or the death penalty. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered.
Again, I don't understand why is it taking that long. He shouldn't just be held. Like, it's a clean-cut deal, but maybe the reason why he haven't been officially convicted of killing her and wait in time for his trial to get whether life in prison or the death penalty is due to the fact that there is now on record with the interrogation that he is a psychopath, right? He is a psycho. And they're probably getting evaluations done on him on whether or not should they charge him as a murderous killer who completely intended to do this, or was he going through a psychiatric episode at the time when he decided to kill this woman? Me personally, from the interrogation, what he have stated, he had full intent to cover her body. He had full intent that he wasn't going to tell anyone because he thought it was bragging. He had full intent of, quote unquote, keeping the body in top-notch shape for it to be found, but he had no regards for actual life. This lady didn't have to lose her life at all. You should have let her go. Once she decided that she didn't want to have sex with you, you should have let her go. But instead, you kept on escalating the situation and imposing on her. She went into self-defense That's the only reason why that she even pulled out or grabbed the screwdriver. Within you use brute force to take her hand to stab her own self multiple times in her head. And this is not even talking about him hitting her 5 times or punching her 5 times in her temple when she initially tried to fight him off her, right? And then to hear that he did this to 3 other people, he already had went to jail for 25 years for doing the same thing. I don't even know why they let him out. But I hope this time they get it right. He either, life in prison without parole, death penalty, whatever happens, but he got what's coming to him. And rest in peace to the ladies, the women who lost their life. It's unfortunate, it's very sad that we still have individuals like this. And, this is not only just a male thing. The women do it too, but it's majority of the male that does these type of situations. It's unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. All right, so I do have one more for you good folks. So shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me so far. I truly appreciate it. Let's see. Do we have any other newcomers? Oh, okay. Robert Branch, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you're hitting the like button for me. It definitely helps the channel if you want me to continue to do these cases and review them and go over a little bit about the psyche of what's going on with a potential suspect, and also the tactics that detectives use to try to get people to tell on themselves or produce enough evidence that they can give to the prosecutors so they can get a conviction. Okay. So last but not least, we have a lady named Kayla. A lady named Kayla realizes her best friend is a serial killer. As you see that today was the theme on serial killers. I found this very interesting because I think it has a little dash cam video, who knows, but we're going to look at this and see how this played out and how did Kayla find out that her best friend is a serial killer. Let me go ahead and pull on my screen for a moment and see if it works. All right, let's see if this works.
Let me see your hands! Driver! Put your hands out the window! Shut the car off! Shut the car off!
Hi, Liz. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Descendant, take second. She got back in and took off. She's continuing eastbound. Speeds 80. Speeds of 100. Come on, get up there. Let's go. 100.
Vehicle slowing down. Vehicle slow down. Going to the guardrail. Get with the guardrail. Right there. You just overpass to the guardrail.
Hands! Hands out the window! Show me your hands! Driver, show me your hands! Driver, hands out the window!
I see no movement.
You guys got visual on her?
No.
Driver, put your hands out the window!
I do not see a body. Hang on, guys. They are going to flash bang the cars. Go.
Yes, go Grant! Go Grant! Yes!
What's coming up to you? With your right hand.
Right hand.
Hands open.
You may be wondering how we got here. Well, 2 days earlier, on June 4th, 2024, a woman named Kayla Barton contacted the Spotsylvania County Sheriff's Office. Apparently, her best friend, Alyssa A.J. Venable, had left a concerning letter in her mom's mailbox.
Hey guys, I'm Detective Norris. Said you had a note or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking for my mom's mailbox.
Who's your friend?
Alyssa Venable.
Alyssa Venable? Okay. So she's just a friend of yours?
She's my best friend.
All right. Well, let's go in here and sit down real quick. She was living at the house over on White's Lane off of Benchmark Road.
She just moved in there not that long ago. Maybe a month.
The detective proceeded to open the envelope Alyssa had left in the mailbox. Inside, there were instructions on how to take care of her dog, all of her account passwords, a stack of cash, and a letter saying goodbye. As the detective read the letter, he became deeply concerned for Alyssa's well-being. But according to Kayla, Alyssa wasn't the only person they needed to worry about.
I went to go pick up my dog. One of her friends, named Thomas, that AJ said she had killed some people.
Thomas. So she dropped the dogs off.
The dog off at him, and I guess told him a bit of what was going on.
Okay.
To which he relayed to me that spread that she just and
Killed him.
he made the gun motion when he told me, and he told me that it was a bad idea to go to the house because he's pretty sure that's what had happened. And I drove straight home. It took some time to sit by myself.
You'd think this information would be a shock to the detective. However, Alyssa was already on law enforcement's
gotta write it
radar.
down
One
now.
of her roommates
Thank
had
you,
called the police an hour earlier to report a dead body.
Yeah, let me see this fellow. Make sure it's not. Just after the top of the head there. Looks like gunshot wound.
The victim was 77-year-old Robert John McGuire, aka The Professor, a Vietnam veteran, father of two, and a beloved Santa Claus for the Salvation Army. A gunshot wound to the top of his head made it evident this was a homicide.
It's obvious.
There's a lot of blood, dude. We haven't looked through the rest of the house.
Yeah, let's not. Let's go ahead. Go ahead. It smells like gunpowder in here. Huh? It doesn't smell like gunpowder to you? Yeah. Can you guys back up toward the truck, please? Direct, thank you. I'm just holding the front door. I'll update you guys. Is there some sort of laceration on his head? Yeah, I need at least 2.
Backup arrived within minutes, and Deputy Winchowski caught them up to speed as they prepared to clear the house.
Yeah, when I got in there, it smells like gunpowder. He has a wound to the top of his head. Let's make some announcements. Yep. And then we can clear from there. All right.
Brooklyn County Sheriff's Office, if you're in the building, come on, put your hands up.
We'll cover the back. To your left and left. This is clear. Hold the hallway, Titus. Clear. Dead female.
Victim number 2 was 65-year-old Carol Ann Reese, who spent most of her free time volunteering.
419 deceased female in the bathroom. Have a bullet on the floor. 22 from the looks of it. Yep. No weapon on her body. Gunshot straight to the front of her head. All right, ready for this one? Yep.
After a full walkthrough of the house, 2 of Alyssa's roommates were found murdered. However, Alyssa herself and one other roommate were nowhere in sight. But they still had several more structures on the property to look through. As deputies exited the residence, one of the officers outside mentioned a foul odor coming from the garage.
I need somebody coming to back with me because I'm smelling decomp back there.
What you got?
Around back, I'm smelling decomp.
All right, so far we have 2 victims, older man who was a veteran. Prayers to his family. Rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace. Thank you for your service. You went through all that. Probably went through a war, and you get to come home, and this is what happens. Then we have a older woman who was found dead as well. Rest in peace to her. I don't know if that was his wife or they were just all roommates. And then there's going to be another person whose body is going to be found in the shack. Don't know if that's any of their children. We don't know if this roommate is the same age as Alyssa, but apparently she was living with these individuals. They're not her family members. Now I'm wondering what led to her to unalive these folks execution style. You know, it doesn't seem so far from the video that it was a struggle, right? It wasn't a struggle. It seemed like she ambushed them and she used particular weapons, probably weapons that was already in the house. It's getting crazy. It's getting really, really crazy. Brandon said, damn, she was just attacking bodies in the house. Right, exactly. She was just going to room. Yes, this is a trigger warning. Trigger warning to everyone, especially if they're not used to looking at body cam videos. The Real Jazz said, wow, rest in peace. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And definitely, can we get the likes up, please? Can we get the likes up? Let's go on.
This garage back here. Something dead in here. Yep. Smells like dead animal. Well, the flies are congregating over here.
300, I got another body in the garage.
Victim number 3 was 60-year-old Gregory Scott Powell, a U.S. Navy veteran and father of 3 who loved his dogs dearly.
Another body in the garage, 2229.
Is there a gun, anything?
Interesting. Interesting. Why is everyone so far except the woman? Why is everybody military? I'm wondering if this is like is it close to a base? I'm wondering if this is where like veterans go and stay at, like one of those closed gated communities that's for veterans. I'm wondering, because it just seems kind of crazy that both of the male victims are veterans, and the lady, they didn't say that she was a veteran, but she could have been one of these individuals' wives, right? So she could be a veteran's wife. I'm finding it quite strange, very strange going on. Not trying to jump into conclusion too much. Brucey said, veterans, all with pensions, all with Social Security. Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true. All right, let's go on. Well, probably we'll understand a little bit more of the nature of why she was even living with them anyway. The Real Jazz says it's a vet's housing. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It definitely sees that. Yep, maybe a military town or a housing. Well, I live in a military town, but you are correct. Yeah. Most veterans still has a PX card, able to get on base for a base. Yeah, well, veterans, yes, absolutely. That's a part of when they're retired veterans, they do have access to the PX, the BX, the Coast Guard store. We call it the CGX. So yeah. Amara, how you doing? How you doing? Says feels like revenge. They probably put her through hell, all given. We don't necessarily know if it's MAGA energy per se, but I do believe that she, one of her statements, if they do catch her and they question her, is that she was going through hell or torment or something that was going on, right? Miss J said they said she was a volunteer, so maybe like a what is it, assistant living, like, you know, someone who signs up for assistant living to care or monitor, check up on them, maybe. Yeah. Annex. Yep. Let's go on.
Can't see it. Damn. I knew I smelled it. Make sure we ain't got nobody else laying around this morning.
4:30, we have 3 deceased. We still have not located a firearm.
The deputies finished securing the scene by clearing the remaining sheds on the property. As expected, Alyssa was nowhere to be found, making her the only roommate unaccounted for.
It's gonna be a long damn night.
Yes, sir.
Back at the station, Detective Norris was already gathering information from Kayla, who might have an idea about Alyssa's whereabouts.
There's 3 dead people in that house.
I think she did.
Do you ever remember seeing any type of weapons over there or any?
I know that she had her grandfather's gun.
Can you describe it?
It's a regular looking pistol.
It's a pistol. Is it like the old cowboy style that had
He was a Marine.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not too keen on weaponry.
Okay. Does she have any family in the area?
Yes.
Who does she got?
A mother named Jamie Venable. She has a sister in the area. I think her name is Courtney, but she moved out on bad terms.
This immediately raised red flags. If Alyssa had bad blood with her sister or any other family member, they could be her next targets.
Does she have a vehicle?
Yes, Honda Civic.
A Honda Civic?
300.
Go ahead, man.
Is there possibly a gray Honda Civic in the driveway?
Yeah.
That's supposedly what Alyssa drives.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Hey, can you get AJ's phone number from her and start paying?
Let me get that number for you. I was just getting ready to write it down. All right, AJ has a weapon, a pistol.
And she dropped the dogs off at about noon today to a guy by the name of Thomas. And she told him that she hurt people.
Okay, well then AJ's on the run, it would appear.
She just moved out of her sister's house on bad terms.
Okay.
We gotta get someone over to the sisters.
How many people do you think you need?
At the minimum, 2. I'd rather them be together because there's nothing saying this chick won't ambush somebody. We might want to go check on Grandmama as well.
300. Myself at 430. We're being around to check with Grandma.
While several officers split up to make contact with Alyssa's family, the detectives at the crime scene began a more thorough inspection of the home.
My big thing is I don't know where this girl is, and I don't know how many more people she might kill tonight. No idea why this happened.
Other than she's EDP.
What history do we have with her? Do we personally have? Do you know?
Not sure yet.
As the officers searched the house, dispatch informed them that Alyssa's cell phone pinged off of a nearby cell tower.
2,070 meter radius off of the cell tower on Tidewater Trail.
The Tidewater Trail cell tower was the closest tower to the property, so the detectives wondered if Alyssa was still hiding somewhere nearby.
They said that the stuff is pinging over here off Tidewater Trail. I wonder if that's going to be the cell phone right there. Do you want to try to call that number and see if that phone rings?
Yeah.
Calling it now.
All right, that's here.
You can cancel the ping on the phone. That phone's going to be located here in the house.
Since Alyssa left her phone at the house, it was no help in finding her. But hopefully, the deputies contacting her family would have better luck. The first person they were able to get a hold of was Alyssa's grandma.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello.
Sorry for scaring you. Sorry.
Thank you for the compliment.
You heard from Alyssa tonight?
No, what's going on?
We're looking for her. It's a bad deal. And that's why we're here checking on you.
I haven't heard from her.
Sorry for waking you up. Thank you for answering the door.
Since Alyssa wasn't at her grandmother's house, another set of officers proceeded to the residence of Courtney Venable, Alyssa's sister.
Sheriff's office.
Blacked out. Cracking the blinds. Light on in the kitchen. Television on. I don't see anybody in the main room.
Sheriff's office, come to the door, please.
Is that a driveway back there? It's a pathway.
Sheriff's office.
I don't see anything in the bathtub.
Just as the officers were losing hope, a vehicle pulled into the driveway.
Oh, might be sister.
Yeah, that's
my sister.
You had any contact with him like that?
No.
What happened? I mean, is she
No, she's fine. We've got 3 dead people in there.
Oh my God.
Is there anywhere you think she might go?
No. She was living with us. It's a whole situation with me and her. I haven't talked to her because she didn't want to pay her rent, so I kicked her out. We had an officer come here to get her.
I think I just want to stay away.
My heart's
Molly.
racing because she's my baby sister. I hope she didn't. I pray and hope. Holy.
Hope she didn't.
I hope she didn't either.
Although the detectives were slowly piecing together what led up to the murders, they still weren't any closer to finding Alyssa. However, they still had one more family member to speak with, Alyssa's mom, Jamie.
Hello?
Come outside. It's the sheriff's office. Come step over here.
Grab my shoes?
Step right here.
What's wrong?
What's your name?
Jamie Venable.
Jamie?
Yeah.
Do you have a daughter?
Yes.
What's her name?
Alyssa Venable.
Is she here?
No,
Do you know where she might be?
I do not. What does she do?
She's a suspect in a triple murder.
Are you?
I'm serious. That's what we're dealing with right now. That's why I called you out the way I did. Where do you believe she is?
I don't know. She lives with 3 elderly people.
Those people are all dead right now.
Can you come in?
Who else is in the house besides you?
It's just me. You guys can come in if you want. You're more than welcome. You can search my house.
You got any dogs in there?
No. Nobody's in the house. It's just me. I promise.
When was
you.
the last time you saw her?
I haven't seen her in 2 weeks. We don't talk often. Here, I'll turn all the lights on. I have my grandson.
4-6. Mom has not seen the suspect in 2 weeks.
Me and AJ don't have the best relationship.
Okay.
Jamie told them that Alyssa had 2 phones, the cell phone the detectives found in her room, and an iPod Touch.
She calls me from her email, from her iPod. She FaceTimes me from that. I don't know if that helps.
Wi-Fi only.
Okay, yeah, she FaceTimes me from that.
This was actually a huge blow to the investigation. iPod Touches don't have GPS, so the only way to locate the device is by tracking the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth devices it connects to. If Alyssa had turned off these settings, then tracking this device would be impossible.
Can you see if you can FaceTime her?
Yep.
Don't let her know I'm here.
Absolutely.
Just try and figure out.
So I had to stop a little bit. I'm loving the video. I hope y'all loving a video. Put a 1 in the chat if you're loving this so far. So for as much as I can gather right now, she could just be an EDP. Now, that's what the officers called her early on. EDP stands for emotionally disturbed people. Like in the great state of New York City, we have a lot of EDPs that we deal with as well. Some of them could be homeless, some of them could be drug addicts, things of that sort, right? Or even dealt with severe trauma, and that even makes them into a EDP at one point, right? She doesn't have a good relationship with her family at all. That's what I really picked up in this situation. She's not really talking with her mom. She just got kicked out of her sister's house because she didn't want to pay rent. So she was forced to stay with these 3 elderly individuals, right? However, she still kept the weapon that was given to her by her grandfather per se. She carried it with her over to these people's houses. I'm wondering, did she have a manic episode? I'm wondering, is she under any form of influence, drugs, alcohol? Do she even have a history of depression or something else that she probably didn't take her medication, right? These are another things that I want to think about. But truly, the detectives need to find her. The fact is that since she killed 3 people in not too long of a time, that's what makes her a serial killer. And they want to make sure that this doesn't turn into a killing spree, right? Where she ends up unaliving someone in another location, whether it's in a different jurisdiction or county. So they're trying to track her as much as possible. It was a good thing that her mom wanted to help, letting them know that she only contacts them via Facebook. If she still has the item and the Wi-Fi is available, or even if she has like a mobile Wi-Fi, they'll be able to track the actual iPad or that she's using to contact her mom. But if she doesn't have internet or Wi-Fi access, then no, they can't track it, right? That's the sucky part about it. We do know that she was strategic to leave her cell phone in the room. I don't know if that was the house that they were necessarily in initially, but she did leave her cell phone there so they couldn't track her there. But this is getting very seriously, because me even looking at this girl, she doesn't even look that old either. So I'm really wondering why did she do this? Like, I really want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Thank you so much. The ones who put the ones in the chat, I truly, truly, truly appreciate you. Truly appreciate you. All right, let's see. Shout out to Sweetheart. She sent floating hearts for 10 jewels. I appreciate you, dear. Thank you so much. Truly, truly appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then she did a combo, 2 floating hearts for 10 jewels. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, Sweetheart, darling. I truly appreciate you. And it's me, Danny H.O. with the $2. Thank you so much, sir. I truly appreciate you. Thank you for supporting financially to the channel. And I hope you're enjoying the video while you're here. Thank you so much. Harmony said, this is sad. It is sad. It really is sad. Miss J said, I don't think she's alive. No, she's alive. You remember in the beginning, they show a clip that they were dragging her out of the car. That was her. That was her. Yeah. Real Jazz said, I think she did it because they told her to pay rent and she might not want to. That could be a possibility. I mean, it seemed like she did have a trouble with her finances, and she was always butting heads with someone. I mean, because if she wasn't able to live with her mom, and if she wasn't able to live with her sister, and then she had to live with complete strangers, she do have an issue of probably following with guidelines and rules of other people's houses, because she's not in the financial position where she can have her own house and then she can make her own rules, right? Let's see. She did this and left the phone. She thought about it. I think she got some type of escape plan. Well, she was definitely strategic with that, Philip. I give you that. She left it there to not be tracked. I agree. Molly Chamberlain sent 100 for 2 jewels. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate you. Thank you and welcome to the show. Truly appreciate your support. Truly, 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 truly. Hi, Private. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. All right. And okay, let's go on.
Where she is. I'm not going to say a word till you hang up, okay?
Okay.
416, no contact with AJ. And you have no idea where she might be, where she would hang out, any friends?
Donovan. He doesn't live in this state, but he's in West Virginia, and she's ran there before.
Although tracking Alyssa's location seemed like a dead end, they now had a new lead, Donovan. However, they didn't have any immediate information on him.
He has me blocked on Snapchat. He's trying to find him.
It seemed that the investigators had exhausted all options for the time being. However, during Kayla's interview at the station, she had mentioned somebody else who might know something.
Thomas said that AJ said she had killed some people.
Thomas.
Based on Kayla's story, Thomas was the last person to have seen Alyssa before she vanished. So, detectives went to Thomas's residence to speak with him.
Do you want me to step out there?
Sure. Thomas?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Thomas.
I understand that AJ came by today?
Yeah, she brought her dog this morning around noon. She was like, I need to go. Can you watch him? And then her friend came and got him around 6 o'clock.
Hey,
She's his other owner.
See you again.
Okay.
How are you?
What did she say to you when she came over?
She said that she had to go do something and that she was busy. And I asked her for what, and she's like, I just have to go out of town. And then I haven't heard from her since.
Did she tell you that she hurt somebody?
Somebody as in like family, or was it?
Did you tell Kayla that Alyssa came over and brought the dog and told you that she's going to be leaving because she hurt somebody?
No.
And you had your hand like a gun like that?
I didn't have my hand like a gun like that.
Something seemed fishy. Everything Kayla claimed Thomas had told her aligned with the evidence gathered thus far. So why was Thomas denying Kayla's story? The detectives believed he either felt guilty for not contacting the police, or he was actively interfering with the investigation by covering for Alyssa.
How do you know Alyssa?
I met her through work. She used to be a coworker of mine until she got fired.
How long have you known her?
About a year.
So this is not somebody that it's really worth lying to the police about. I really need you to think about what she said to you when she dropped the dog off.
Yes, I know.
You're not in trouble, so just relax. There's not, we just need to know what she told you.
Yes, so she came to the house. It was really quick. And when she got here, she's like, I gotta go. And I was like, where are you gonna go? And she's like, well, I'm busy. I have to go take care of something. And she's talked about her friend Donovan, but I don't know who. Her friend Donovan, but I don't know anything else than that. I don't know his last name. I do know that they went to school together, but I don't know where he lives, though.
Thank you.
And I believe they're around the same age.
Right.
That's about it. And she seemed rushed.
Despite the conflicting story from Thomas, he didn't receive any punishment for withholding information from the police since Kayla's story was hearsay. With no additional information, the detectives decided to call it a night and pick up the investigation in the morning.
You can easily miss this gravel road in Spotsylvania, but what happened inside this home on White Street Court can be hard to forget. The sheriff's office found the bodies of 3 residents with trauma to their upper body: 77-year-old Robert McGuire, 60-year-old Greg Powell, and 65-year-old Carol Reese. Their other roommate, 23-year-old Alyssa Venable, is accused of shooting and killing them before running away. The suspect's grandmother, Jane Venable, was making this plea to law enforcement.
I'm pleading for the authorities to consider this young woman is also someone who could be in desperate need of help. We think she is in harm's way. If not from someone else, from her own self. I cannot imagine what's going on. It does not make sense. But try to get a message that you're still with us out there somewhere. Let us find you.
The detectives spent the next 2 days continuing to hunt down Alyssa and interviewing several people from her inner circle. They discovered that in the months leading up to the murders, Alyssa was struggling to control her temper.
So, Harmony, shout out to you. She said, do you think she's going to hurt Donovan? Well, the fact that she unalived her roommates that she was staying with, she's acceptable to hurt anyone, right? And this is why they're trying to hurry up and find her. You heard the plea from her, I think it was her mother, her grandmother, that was pleading to the cops that look at her as someone who is in danger themselves. Like, mind you, they can hurt themselves, and that she might need help and assistance. She's pretty much pleading to them, like, just don't go ahead and take her out, right? It's a scary situation. She's 23 years old. They have all the evidence, and even what her best friend said, it matches. All of it matches. With the guy that it was just questioning, I'm glad they didn't hold it against him or look at him as an accomplice, because some would look at it in that way, that you left out that she said that she did harm someone, right? Confirming what her best friend said she told you when she went to go pick up her dogs. So I'm glad that they decided to not hold that against him, because in other situations that would have been held against them, you know? So let's see. All right, I hear you. Thank you for the support. Truly appreciate it. All right, let's go on.
Which was affecting her job at McDonald's.
If something like was wrong or something was irritated, she'd snap at you quick. She'd be like, just kind of in an irritated mode all the time.
This behavior escalated until May of 2024, when she got into an altercation during one of her shifts and was charged with misdemeanor assault and battery. The incident resulted in Alyssa losing her job, which would explain why she couldn't pay rent to her sister. Based on all of the information detectives had gathered, it seemed that Alyssa's mental health was declining, even before she was kicked out of her sister's house, which amplified her disturbed state of mind even further. After being forced to uproot her life and move in with a bunch of strangers, perhaps she had grown resentful of her new roommates, which ultimately caused her to snap. This was clearly a disturbed individual with nothing else to lose. It was crucial for the detectives to find and arrest her before anybody else was hurt. Thankfully, the detectives had a break in the case.
Donovan.
They were able to get a hold of Donovan. He said that he hadn't spoken to Alyssa and had no clue where she was. However, he was able to provide the detectives with Alyssa's new phone number. Using this number, they were finally able to track Alyssa's location to a gas station 6 hours away in Steuben County, New York. Spotsylvania authorities requested help from the New York State Police in apprehending her. As the troopers arrived at the gas station, they saw Alyssa's gray Honda Civic turning onto the highway, bringing us right back to the traffic stop at the beginning of this video.
Let me see your hands!
Yeah, she's
Driver!
Definitely snapped.
Put your hands out the window! Shut the car off! Shut the car off!
Taking off. She got back in and took off. She's going eastbound, speeds 80, conditions dry.
You're called slowing down, little slow down, boy, there's a guardrail.
Hands out the window! Show me your hands!
Driver, show me your hands!
Driver, hands out the window!
You guys got Bico on her?
No.
Driver, put your hands out the window!
How fast was she going? Probably 90 to 100 when she hit the guardrail. So there's no way she bailed in any type of condition.
It was still going like 30, 40 when it hit that. Man, took herself out.
It's hard to tell from this footage, but eventually, Alyssa manages to stick one of her hands out of the passenger side window.
We got a hand out the window on my side. Put both hands out the window! Is she attempting to get out? Okay.
Driver, place your hands outside of the vehicle. You can open the door. Do so slowly. Get down on your stomach.
While waiting for Alyssa to comply, over a dozen state police cruisers piled up on the highway, ready to retaliate in case Alyssa was armed and dangerous. After a few more minutes of waiting, the troopers devised a game plan to safely arrest their suspect.
Hang on, guys. They're going to flashbang the car. Just be advised you got your airbags on that side. Go.
Yes, go down! Go down! Yes!
Secure hand. Hand secure.
Doss coming up to you.
With your right hand.
Right hand. Hands open.
Hands are clear. Hands on your back.
I got it.
We got it. Clear. Car clear.
Inside the vehicle, the police found a Smith & Wesson .22 handgun, which matched the casings at the crime scene.
Okay, it's got the ambulance here. We're going to get you in there.
Since she was in a serious car crash, Alyssa was strapped into a stretcher and transported to the nearest hospital.
Alyssa,
You are in our custody, all right? You're under arrest, all right? You're just aware. So I'm going to invite you to Miranda warning, all right? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court of law.
Now that Alyssa was in custody, Spotsylvania law enforcement updated her family.
She is okay. She's in custody, out of state.
And that's literally all we got right now.
So we knew other states were looking out for her, obviously. So once I find out a little bit more, I will let you know.
Well, you got my number now.
Good to go. Thank you.
After recovering in the hospital, Alyssa was transferred back to Spotsylvania and locked up in the county jail. About 2 months after Alyssa's arrest, her cellmate reached out to the detectives. Apparently, her and Alyssa had been chatting quite a bit behind bars.
What can you tell me that I don't know as far as...
She told me the whole story.
What did she say?
She had murder on her mind long before she moved in the house with these people because she was going to kill her sister and the sister's husband or boyfriend first.
Okay. Her whole reason is just to kill someone, basically?
Yeah, she didn't have no reason. None, like no reason at all.
In February of 2025, Alyssa pled guilty to 3 counts of second-degree murder. She was then sentenced 5 months later in June.
New tonight in Virginia, a woman who murdered her 3 roommates in Spotsylvania County is sentenced to 99 years in prison.
Alyssa Venable currently resides at the Fluvanna Correctional Center in Troy, Virginia.
So, obviously, this is a woman who spiraled out of control. She wanted to harm people, and 3 people paid the price for her actually going through with it. It's sad. It's really sad because they lost their life for nothing. I was thinking that there could have been something that happened in the house, but it seemed like she already had a history of being disgruntled. That's why she couldn't keep employment, because she would fight, get carried away there. And then she was getting carried away at her sister's house, which led her to live with complete strangers. I wouldn't say I'm sorry for her. I'm sorry for the individuals that lost their lives. Hopefully she is able to get the mental treatment that she needs while she's serving her time, right? It's unfortunate, but we have to think about where she's at, right? She was in a particular town, and then she tried to flee to New York, and they don't play that. So yeah, the time and that she was given is normal. It's quite normal for this situation. Yeah, it's really not that much I can say about this one, but it was very good and interesting to see. Loving the fact that we got to see everything play out. A lot of dash cam on how the police figured things out. Now y'all can see there's a lot of things that go on that, that leads to clues and evidence, and they have to question, they have to re-question people, they have to tap back again, they have to go back and confirm what they were told. And it's so many different pieces in it. And this is why law enforcement have to work together too. Doesn't matter if they're in different states or a different jurisdiction. You have to work with each other, because there are going to be cases where people are going to flee, right? They're going to flee, and they like to pick up a whole new alias, a whole new identity, and nobody even knew that they did things like this. But this one was a really good one, a really good case. I'm glad that we was able to go over it. All right, let's see. I appreciate everyone. That's all I have for you good folks for today. Make sure you are hitting the like button. Shout out and thank you for everyone who hit the like button already. We got up to 100 likes. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. I will send out the notification early. I know I usually send it out like 15, 20 minutes before the actual live stream start. I'm going to try to set out the notification at least a day before, just so people can actually get it or view it. And if you have problems with it, just let me know in the chat going forward, and I'll come back with 3 new cases. And I appreciate all the new subscribers today, all the new faces that I saw. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for coming in. I hope you enjoy the channel. I hope you hit the like and you subscribe. And again, if you have any cases, anyone who likes these true crime cases, going over law and crime, going over a little bit of tactics and psyche of the individuals that we're dealing with in these cases, go ahead and put it down in the comment section. If you have a particular case, I will put it in my trusty book and we will go over it eventually on this channel. I still have a whole long list to go by, a whole long list. So to leave it out to get out on the right way, on the right note, while I'll let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Like I said, shout out to my honey bunny, my son. He made this song for me and I played it early. It's my new intro. I want to play a little bit of it now, and because I'm proud of him and I'm glad when he can make me music. And if you like it, just give it a thumbs up, and I see you again on the next time, everyone. All right, y'all take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Talking true crime with MJ. Cases on the screen, yeah, we mainstay. Breaking down facts, every frame way. City in a voice, every word blade. They throw dirt, plot in a group chat, smile in her face. Same ones who do that. Think she soft cause she cute, let them think that. Till they see how she moved and they fall back. Men locked and can't miss one show. Refresh page when the upload go. Women watch too, tryna study her glow. Some take notes, other ones throw stones. Combos with MJ, tap and stay live. Hit like, hit share, yeah, help her rise. They hate, they plot, but she built from fire. Click sub on a page if you feel that vibe. Hey. Combos with MJ, true cut like steel. Stream run deep, cause the pain's so real. They talk, but they can't break will. So like and subscribe if you know that feel. You count climb, that's the proof right there. Can't dim shine when the grind is rare. Self-made queen in a swivel back chair. Whole new world in a ring like Blair. She stack funds, every post, every ad. Turning dark stories to a big brown bag. Knows the law, knows rights, never move sad. If you cross lines, then it's up, that's bad. Men obsessed, blowing up her DMs. I love you, marry me, she just skims. Women envy, wanna walk in her Timbs, but she stay or never trade for them. Combos with MJ, tap and stay live. Hit like, hit share, yeah, help her rise. They hate, they plot, but she built from fire. Click sub on a page if you feel that vibe. Combos with MJ, true cut like steel. Stream run deep, cause the pain's so real. They talk, but they can't break will. So like and subscribe if you know that feel. All that gossip, all that noise. Can't shake poise, can't steal voice. Can't stay clean, mind stay sharp. Heart stay strong in the deepest dark. Convos with MJ, tap and stay live. Hit like, hit share, yeah, help her rise. They hate, they plot, but she built from fire. Click sub on a page if you feel that vibe. Convos with MJ, true cut like steel. Stream run deep, cause the pain's so real. They talk, but they can't break will. So like and subscribe, let the fam all build.